now. No. But yet the chat is still going.
Yeah. Now they're saying
We
they
are
got us.
live, so they have us or not? No.
All good. You guys can see us?
Can you guys see us okay?
Thumbs up. Hear us, see us.
I bet you it created a second one. All right. Let me go to Studio real quick and see what it's doing. That's going to stink because I provided a link for this, the other one, which means that what happened? Wait, what? I know there are certain essential oil scents that skeeters
okay.
don't. What?
Yeah.
What? What is that?
They're talking amongst themselves while we figure out what we're doing.
Yep, we
Okay.
see you.
All
Okay,
right.
okay. So I don't see this populating in the chat on the other one anymore. So let me check real quick and see if I can delete the other one because that's just going to mislead people. And I will update the links. Live now. Yeah, it created a duplicate.
Okay.
The first one never connected. On, save. Okay, and I'm just gonna wipe out the other one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, other one. We don't want you.
Have a good flight.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh gosh, it's gonna confuse people because now they're gonna see the one that I scheduled that did not play correctly, and then it's gonna be gone. So, well, hey, let's just start off real quick with saying, hey, everybody, we've had a bad day. And that's just mildly putting it.
But we do feel a lot better than we did 2 weeks ago.
This is true.
I mean,
this is true. All right, so
2 weeks ago was not pretty. It was like,
I'm just going to go in real quick, and I'm going to get the link for this, and I'm going to go upload the links to the posts because that way people don't go looking for
the wrong one.
The broken one, and then they will have the right one, which is so frustrating.
Yeah, I think Gina had the cough for about a week. I think that was about it.
2 weeks.
The last couple of days, you've been pretty good.
And it's been 3 weeks.
Been 2 weeks. Because we were sick when we did this one last time.
Well, I know, but I was sick for a week before that.
Oh,
so I had that cough for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we were sick. I was sick
for
3 weeks.
But for last week, you've been pretty good without cough. And
I've been okay. I've had a few moments, but it's definitely better.
Yes.
For sure. And can you just take me to where I need to be, please?
I'd help if I could.
That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I just need to be where I need to be. That's all. Can I edit this? Yes. Can I take out this old one? Let's cancel this. Let's just delete this post. Delete the post, and then I will add the new one and the video, and that is...
I know this is just scintillating discussion that you guys
I know, guys. I'm so
with.
sorry. This is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Okay, there was a connectivity error. Please follow
This link.
this link for tonight's live. And this is why live is always such a troublesome thing.
Because it's always got to be something. It's never just.
Yes. And profile and here and edit post if it'll allow me. There it goes. Done. And then that's saved. And now Facebook and this.
Okay.
What?
Nothing. Just.
Oh yeah, he doesn't even know what social media looks like. So I put stuff like this in here and he's like, what?
What?
All right, we're all fixed now. But you know, this is just the way the day has gone today. It's just been like this all day. And I'm gonna have to try to delete that other one later. So
Okay.
all right. So, you know, guys, the link brought you here, but
I know. It don't make no sense.
It makes no sense at all. So what happens is when you create a video, there is a unique link that's created for the video. And it's automatically designed, generated by YouTube. And when we go in and we look at the list of videos, past, future, etc., each one of those has a unique link. So we started this live and provided the link that was assigned to it. But then some of you got here and we were just talking away and there was like no.
Well, my first clue was we didn't have anybody. We were seeing people on chat, but we didn't have anybody showing up as far as viewers.
Right.
So somewhere the link got broken.
The link wasn't working.
You know, the chat was showing up, and then all of a sudden, somehow you guys could see us. But when we went to YouTube, it was giving us the finger going, no,
we're not showing anything except for the picture. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to end the stream and I'm going to restart it. And as I suspected, it made a brand new video link.
Yep.
But yet you're here. So I do not know.
Don't know.
I don't know.
So
I don't pretend to know. It's not the 13th and it's not Friday, so I have no idea.
So we got Annie and
Annie, Suzanne,
Jesse, Jenny,
hey.
Bruno.
Wow, you guys are all here. Boom. Hi.
Gringissimo.
Yes. I just hope that the funny thing is
Dean.
I think these chats, these comments now are actually showing up literally under the other video. And I know you guys don't see that, but from our side, we see two different videos. One of them's now dead, and then there's this new one. Dean, hola Dean, and James.
Kamrul.
Yeah, A&D Sanchez. Hola, Alfredo and Denise.
Yep.
And Lena. Oh gosh, and Gina. That's Gina M. We got multiple Ginas. Don't confuse me. Is your middle name Marie?
Oh, gee, isn't every Gina probably a Marie? I mean, it takes me back to, what was it? Goodfellas, when they're going around and
Tony,
and then
Tony.
And this is Lisa Marie and Gina Marie, and it's just, but
yeah, my dad wanted to name me Regina Maria, and my last name was Regito, so my name would have been Regina Maria Regito. My mom wasn't having it. She actually wanted Nicole.
So see, Louise. So
Louise. Okay. Gina Louise.
My
Very
mom.
nice.
That's my mom's middle name.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know that every major woman in Mark's life, aside from his mother and his sister, have had May birthdays?
And in all this.
No, but it's just interesting. It's just interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And we're done with that.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are just, but.
Oh, so yes, I am feeling better. Mark is feeling better. We actually started to get out and do things this past weekend. It took about that long. So we were here for a solid 2 weeks before we felt like getting out energy wise and everything else.
Yeah, it was a kick in the butt. You had the cough, I had the
Well, and the cough would keep me up at night.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
We were tired from that too, and you were tired from sinus congestion and stuff. Yeah.
Ivermectin and contact. Yay.
Contact works well. It really does. It tastes horrible, but it works well.
Hey, I'd rather have the results. Taste can be covered up.
The interesting thing is I haven't seen contact on a shelf in the US in years, but they have it here.
Almost decades, but yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, so let's just jump into this real quick. We are not the residency experts, as you know.
No.
And it has hit the news. Mariana has dealt with this in some recent postings from the Mexico Relocation Guide. Ernie Baca has had a one video post and then a mea culpa and an updated video post.
He was halfway right, but then there was a part of it that he didn't realize that they had done.
Right.
Because basically he jumped on the whole, they went with the UMA, which thumbs up.
Hey, Arlene and Vicky. And look at this. Oh yeah, and Arlene says it took me about 2 weeks to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But look at this. Somebody's got some Vegas consulate appointments.
All right.
Yay. That's awesome. And hola, Elsa.
And I think that the rumor is that this will be going into effect this year.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
They didn't say when.
Right.
Because let's be for real. The only thing ever consistent, about Mexican immigration is the inconsistency. So, but what the idea is they want to get all the consulates to follow the same formula. And they went to the UMA, which would have really dropped it down, but then they changed the multipliers significantly. But the end result is that the number came down.
Did it come down?
It came down. It wasn't right around almost depending upon the exchange rate and the day of the week. It was right around 4,500. Now, if given the exchange rate today, it is a little under 4,100. So it did go down.
So it didn't go down as much as people anticipated.
No.
And what I heard you listening to was that Ernie said, yeah, they started using the new value, but the multiplier.
The multiplier, right.
So this almost was the same as it was.
This was mandated 9 years ago in 2016. So, finally, okay, we're ready to do this, but we're going to make a change. And totally within their rights, they made a change. And so, right now, you see me looking down, so I got the data over here. Based on an 18.8 exchange rate, right now for temporary residency, it's $8 under 4,100, $4,092. If you're going to try and go on savings, temporary is, $1 under $69,000 in the bank. So, yeah.
So I wonder, and I've been way too busy working to do any research in this. So he's the guy. Did you happen to find or get confirmation as to whether that value is subject to change in any way?
It's Mexico, of course, it's subject
to
change.
But when minimum wage would go up, the other one would go up. Is this a little more stable?
But by using the UMA, the Mexican minimum wage will not have as dramatic an effect as it would. So the days of the 20 and 25% increases that we've seen since we went to the consulate are probably over.
Is the UMA tend to be a stable number?
They're anticipating 3 to 5% increases annually using the UMA
Okay, so
formula.
that's kind of like a cost of living.
Basically, yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So while it is lower now, I mean, if we'd have continued on the path, or not if we,
Oh, yeah.
if they'd have continued on the path that they were going, tying it to the Mexican minimum wage, it would have been next year somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,200 a month.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which, ouch.
That
You
would
know,
have been a lot.
and if they go to the 3 to 5% on the 4,100, that number will take a lot longer to get to the 5,000. So hopefully this will be, you know, a little bit more of a consistent number going this way instead of doing
Yeah,
that
it was like an exponential growth kind of thing the last,
not kind of, it was
yeah, like the
exponential.
last 4
I mean,
or
it
5
was
years has been exponential growth. And so this kind of levels it out a
right.
little bit.
You know, permanent, just for anybody's edification, permanent monthly is a little under 6,900. And in what you need to have in the bank is a little over $275,000. So, you know, and if you're bringing a dependent and you want to add the dependent, like some of us got in the country on, I think when we did mine, it was a little under 1,000, 980, 970, somewhere around there. Right now, that's up to 1,324. So
it's not horrible.
No, but if you think about it, that's almost a 35% increase in 3 years.
And for a lot of people, I still see this being a very difficult thing to meet, particularly if you are on, for example, Social Security or a small pension. It still seems like it would be very difficult to meet because that is a net amount. Correct?
That is the net amount that you have to show going into your bank account every month. Net.
That's a lot. And that may have been intentional just to kind of curb some of
and I think some of that was a design of let's close the tap a little bit and we can use this and slow it down, because remember they put in the whole new computer system, they did all this, and they wanted to get a grasp on how my take on it was they were trying to get a grasp on what was coming across the border, and let's see how we can handle this and make sure that we have infrastructure in place. We have, the other major change, hola Benito, the other major change is that right now it seems that most of the immigration offices, the INM offices, when you go for renewal or a conhe, they are forwarding that decision to Mexico City. So like when we went, we were able to go in, into Querétaro, present our stuff, and Yvonne got us all in there, got us everything set up. We walked in, gave them the paperwork, here's my credit card, put it in the thing, paid for it, and boom, here's your card. Same thing when we went to Progresso. Progresso, it was, feed it in there, answer the questions, boom, here's your card. So
the filtering of applications to Mexico City, has that been consistent, or is that just key cities that are doing it?
No, the understanding is that they're trying to basically centralize Mexico City as the decision maker. And one of the things that is resulting in is that you're not getting the same day. So booking a flight, coming in, going to the INM office, leaving 2 days later, it may take weeks,
So we're back to that again. Yeah. I remember when that was happening.
And then once they, that was happening because of the cards.
Because of the card machines.
Right. Now they're just waiting for the positive, thumbs up, it's good to go. And then they're producing the card. Once you do the biometrics and everything else, then they produce the card there in the INM office. So, it's just a slightly different way that they're doing it. So
probably just trying to get a grasp on it. I mean, you have to realize that I'm sure that certain branches of the government, especially those that are directly responsible or involved with immigration and residency, they're probably feeling some heat. You know, there's been a lot of activity in Mexico City with the anti-Gringo sentiment, and you know, and there's also people coming across the border at Guatemala, and people have been asking for the government to do something about this as well. I'm sure that INM has been feeling a lot of heat on ways that they can improve the process.
Oh, and that's, you know, I think that's true across the board, and probably true in 30-40% of the countries in the world that, you know, are deemed or viewed as being one of the destination, you know, countries that people are going, hey, it's better there than where I'm coming from. And so trying to put together that type of policy is not easy. You know,
No,
I mean, you know, and nobody makes it harder than the U.S. does. You know.
No, and this is a very good thing to bring up. Famous facilitator, probably Sonia, I'm guessing, in SMA says renewals happen same day 90% of the time. Again, inconsistencies. And the next question is, will it continue to be that way? If they're trying to drive decisions toward Mexico City, that number may come down. And, you know, we don't really know, and we don't do this. A facilitator would know.
Yeah.
And they have the inside. And they may even have the inside and have a way to navigate around that issue. You know, so sometimes that's why it matters who you pick for your facilitator.
And we can't stress enough,
Yeah.
get a good facilitator, because, you know, we looked at it this way. We put all of our chips in the middle of the table and went all in on moving here.
Yep.
And the one thing that we wanted to make sure that we did not screw up, you know, the trip to the consulate and then the trip to the INM office, because it was like, you know, we screw one of those two up.
I mean, we sold almost everything we had. We did not have a lease. We didn't have a mortgage. We were living in his mom's for a couple of months while we tried to figure out.
Well, to see mom before we
Well,
left.
yeah, but
yeah,
you know, we really, we did. All the chips were in the middle of the table. So we definitely wanted to be sure that we were doing it correctly. And we wanted somebody with a good reputation who has done a lot of this to make sure that we got it done right.
You know, I mean, we've used two different facilitators in Querétaro. You know, Yvonne Pavon and
Host relocation.
Yep. And then the one that oh God, I can't remember what her name is now. The one that got our address changed. Starts with a
okay,
C.
but you're leaving out the.
I said we used two in Querétaro.
Yes, let me think about it for a minute.
And then
I have her on here because
then
Arlene and Annie Vet recommended her.
Yes, and she got our address changed. Boom, and then we used.
Which, by the way, when I tried to make an appointment to get those address changes, I was looking at days and days out, and she was able to get both of them like that.
Again, it's what she does. She knew somebody. They went, oh, we had a cancellation. We got this. Yep. Can you get the information to me? We can get this done. Bing, bang, boom, all finished. And then we used Jonathan, the go-to guy, in Progresso when we did the renewal after the end of 1 year for the 3 years. So, you know, that worked out very well. And
oh, jeez.
Started with Cynthia, some
Carla,
Claudia.
Was it Claudia?
I think so.
Carla?
No.
Annie and Arlene, no.
But the key is use somebody who's a professional when it comes to the facilitator, because you know that's what they do. If there's in all these Cecilia, yes,
Cecilia.
You know, when it comes to all these little changes in you know that some you know it could be, oh, I'm going down because this is what I was told, and then all of a sudden the very next day
It changed.
it changed.
Yep.
And so they know what's going on. And they also know normally this is about to occur. So we need to plan accordingly.
Oh, I
So,
mean, just imagine when we first arrived in Querétaro almost 3 years ago.
mhm.
Wow. Host relocation. It was Yvonne, and I think her sister's name is Emily
I think you're right.
Pavan. At that time, Querétaro was only handing out appointments for the Canje the morning of. So you had to line up outside at that time, and as soon as they were out of appointments, they dismissed everybody. So Yvonne sat in line from 10 o'clock the night before, and it's like high 40s, low 50s, bundled up in line all night long. And the next morning, they had changed their policy on having a passport in hand, not a photocopy, which had been what they had been doing for a while, was the photocopy. So she had to do it again that night from 10 o'clock until like 7 or 8 in the morning the next day, all night long, standing in line or sitting in line, waiting to get us appointments. Now, that's not the case at the moment, but I think that that service is worth it. I mean, that alone for the night. Look, I'm used to sitting outside a record store all night long on record store day so that I'm first or second in line to get whatever records I want the next morning. That's me. I'm used to sitting in line all day long from 6 a.m. in the morning until 7 o'clock at night so I can get front row pit on the rail position for a concert. But that's me. Mark would never do that. So it's worth it. It's worth it to have somebody do whatever needs to be done to get that out of the way so that you're not worrying about it and you know it's going to get done right. And that is worth gold. So Mark had to duck out for a minute. So let me get to some questions real quick. Gina, we are in San Luis Potosí. And San Luis Potosí is where Mark and Paulette, the two travelers in Mexico, live. So, hola, guys. It's unfortunate that the first 2 weeks we were here, we didn't have the energy nor the desire to go anywhere. I think we basically got some food for a couple of times, but we stayed inside because we were mostly just tired. We weren't really infectious anymore. But, you know, you just want to be careful and not go around and even though you're not infectious, people think you are. It's just not a good look. And I was coughing so bad, and Mark was tired, and his nose was running, and we just didn't do anything for the first 2 weeks. But
No.
this past weekend, okay, let's talk subject number 2, food in San Luis Potosí. Okay, so the last time we were here, and it's a long story, and if you really want to go back and look the history up, you'll see the videos from the last time where I was having computer issues, and we were only here for 4 weeks last time, and it was an unexpected stay because we had wanted to go to Guanajuato City, and at the time there was some unsafe areas that we were going to have to drive through to get there. So we decided to put Guanajuato City someplace else in the travels at a later date. And that was, again, almost 3 years ago. So we decided to divert and come up to San Luis Potosí. And because...
Thanks to
Mark
and Paulette, you know, we were like, oh, they're so, you know, happy in San Luis Potosí. Maybe we need to go check that out. And so, you know, we did. And it's been, you know, out of the 15 cities, different cities we've been in, it's always been high on the list.
High on the list because it was a surprisingly delightful location. It was never on our radar. We never had intentions to come here. And unfortunately, because I was having these computer issues with work, that 4 weeks for me turned into about 2.5. And I was like, Mark, if we can ever squeeze that back in, we need to go back because I really liked San Luis. I thought SLP was pretty cool. and there just wasn't enough time. And because I was working during the week, we could never go anywhere weeknights. I had to wait for weekends.
Except to go get churros.
Well, but yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, that's an easy thing. But to do any tourism type
No.
things, or go to video or museums, and we were lucky on the weekend that Mark and Paulette took us out on a walk to Centro so we could actually see it. I mean, there wasn't enough time, and it needed to be revisited.
And then it was a stressful time. I mean, because we sort of had to get what we could get last minute as far as accommodations through Airbnb. And there was a lot to like about that particular unit, but it was tiny.
It was very tiny.
It's tiny. And it was 4 flights up.
Yeah, it was a
it was a hike.
It was a hard stay. But a delightful one once we got out and explored the little bit we could. So now where we are now, we are actually here for almost 12 weeks. I don't know if we're going to make it the full 12. It'll probably be closer to 11. We'll see. It could be 10. It could be 11. We paid for 12 weeks, but that doesn't mean we have to stay the entire 12. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we're going to be going on a beach trip to the United States. I just got done buying those airline tickets. Oh, Lordy God Almighty. 2 round trip to Pittsburgh and 3 to the beach. And so because we're here a little bit longer, I wanted to get out and do some more of those cultural things. I wanted to try different restaurants. I wanted to go to museums. I want to go back into Centro and, look at the architecture a little more closely, check out the churches again. I really like this area, and I wanted to give it a fair, full evaluation, because that's what this is about. This is about learning the area and how we feel about it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things is we got, one of the reasons that we put a lease in Querétaro was because it was wearing on us, the constant travel, and especially loading the car and everything else. So, we've all talked about that. But, then with the trip back to the U.S. for the reunion in the middle of June, and then now with the beach trip in September, and then, coming here, and then when we get back from the beach, going to Ajijic, and then coming back, and then going to Manzanillo, it's like, yeah, we bought a lease, but we're not spending a lot of time there.
No, but we're not moving with all our stuff.
No.
Are we spending double on accommodations at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. I'm fortunate enough that my job's paying enough that we can do that. I don't want to, but we're going to be okay because we're not that far away from the end of the journey. And then,
then we're done.
Then we're done.
Yeah.
And then the final decisions can be made about what our future looks like. But at least we've got this place rented for now in Querétaro. We're not loading and unloading every time we go to a new city now. Guys, this last trip, I loaded the car because he was so tired and wiped out and the runny nose and the whole thing going on with the COVID, whereas mine was more of a chest tightness and a cough. But it was easy to do because we weren't bringing everything. I mean, I loaded the car. That's speaking volumes because normally Tetris Master over here has to try to figure out where everything is going to fit in.
It all has to go in its own little spot because it for 2.5 years, it's had the same spot. It's been, it's got to go here because we need all the space, and so, that part is gone. So one of the things where we are now here, we were basically behind the first time we were behind the Jardín de Esquisquiapan.
Yep.
And this time we are a 20-minute walk west of the Jardín. And what we have found is that walk between here and the Jardín, if you're hungry, you don't have to remain hungry.
Oh my goodness, guys. Oh, the food. Okay, so to the food. The dining options on this main street. Oh gosh, I hate that I cannot remember the name of the street.
Carranza, Avenida Carranza.
Yeah, but it's a
I
long
know,
one. It's a long name. It's two names. I'll tell you in a second. I'm looking it up. Avenida Venustiano Carranza. Anyway, and it's a really wide street. It's like the main drag goes all the way down, into Centro.
Yep.
We actually saw that they do shut the streets down on Sunday, and on Sundays people can walk, ride bikes, roller skate, whatever on the streets. And I thought maybe it would be done around noon. Nope. I don't know how long it goes. At least till 1, if not 2, maybe longer. But it was really cool to see.
Until you're trying to drive back.
Until you have to go somewhere and you need to get back.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, just a little bit. So Mark has cans of beer here, and he's popping them, and they're all foaming on him and running out on the floor and other things. That's like at least the second can that's done that.
I've only opened 2, so yeah, it is the second.
Well, I never know because they all kind of run into each other. Anyway, now I smell like beer. Ew.
But
I could have washed my hair with that.
yeah. Yeah, because we decided we were going to try and go to HEB Sunday and figured, we'll be back afternoon and we'll just be able to get home. And then I didn't bring my phone. Her phone decided to just take a GPS brain fart.
My phone decided that we were walking, and it wouldn't let me change it out of walking. And then the GPS wasn't navigating correctly either.
And the only way I knew how to get here put us on the other side coming back across. And that wasn't happening because, that's right, we're on a one-way street going the other way. So we had to go down. And then we had to find one that would go all the way across and then go back behind it. So.
Here, just lay that down. No,
I know, but I want it flat.
Yeah. Just trying to make sure we don't put watermarks on the table.
But we walked to go to have dinner, and 1 p.m. See, I knew that they would know that. And so we walked to go have dinner and kept coming across restaurant after restaurant after restaurant. And one of the interesting things was there is a shit pot full of Japanese restaurants.
And we don't know why. And we must have passed 3 or 4 Japanese restaurants on the way to a Japanese restaurant. We decided on Saturday that we were going to go down to Jardín Tequisquiapan because we need to get the churros. Got to get the churros.
Hey.
And they were right where they've always been, in the same corner of the park. They must own space there. I don't know.
That's their spot.
It's their spot. But we wanted to get dinner first, and we were like, it was getting too late for La Típica, which we also like. It's nice Oaxacan area, kind of food, I believe. And it's good, but they close early. They were closed by 5. And
they're Desayuno Restaurante, and they close.
We thought about a couple of places. We thought about going to Tinto because we've been there before with Mark and Paulette. And it was just like, let's try something different. And I found this Japanese place that was getting excellent reviews. And I wanted sushi, real sushi, not cream cheese sushi. No, real sushi. So, but then on the way, we passed like another 3 Japanese restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And not just Japanese. There was one that was like Japanese/Chinese. And there was another one that was predominantly, I think, a ramen house.
And then there was the one we found yesterday when we went to the museum that was down the side street that was the sushi and comida china.
Yeah.
buffet. And it was like, didn't
Yeah.
even see that one.
So we're going along. On our walk back, I started looking up menus to get an idea of prices for some of these various restaurants, not just the Japanese ones. And there's some that are kind of pricey along the street, but these places are getting really good reviews, and the variety of food that's available. There is definitely Italian, obviously various types of Asian.
Mm-hmm.
There is places like Veeps. There's coffee houses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I just kept going over. There was Oaxacan. I found one that specialized in dishes from Puebla.
And
You know,
steakhouses,
yes.
and places for pizza, hamburguesa. I mean, it's nonstop between here and the Jardín, and then when you pass the Jardín, it just keeps going all the way down to
And
Centro.
if you can't find something to eat, then you're just too damn picky.
So yeah, we ended up finding a place called Kabuki, and it was one of those where it's like,
where is it?
we couldn't find it, I mean, because there's no sign on the street, and feeling pretty dumb when you're sitting there and you're looking it up on your phone, and it goes 50 feet.
And you're like, where is it?
50 feet where? And so she goes one way, I go the other, and I'm like, over here, here it is.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like seriously, wow. Yeah. I of course did get sushi. I was just going to get some kind of fish. I was looking at maybe halibut, possibly eel, tuna, salmon. I wasn't sure what. And then I saw that they had this interesting, kind of like what do they call that? Surf and turf kind of thing going on. They had a breaded sushi that had both crab and arranchera in it. And I'm like, I'm just going to try that because it's different.
With fried rice.
With fried rice, not the typical sushi rice. So it was good. But if I go back there, no, we're gonna get down and dirty with the halibut or something. I don't know. I got to think about what I want. But him,
I did one of those. I'm not sure what I'm getting, but this ticks 99% of the right boxes. So let's go with it. And that's not me. Normally, I'm very conservative when it comes to, if I don't know what I'm getting, no. But this not, so I roll the dice on this, and wow, it was a beef with, honest to God, Japanese noodles,
real Japanese noodles,
and vegetables,
not spaghetti.
No, this was honest to God noodles. And in a sauce that had some bite to it. I mean, it had some, at the end, it was like, ooh.
His was out before mine because they actually roll.
They had to make hers.
They roll the sushi rolls right there, and they had to make mine. And his must have been a little easier because and they didn't overcook.
And they didn't overcook the beef.
When they brought his out, I could smell it. And I was instantly wondering if I regretted what I ordered because his smelled so good. And I tasted just one of his noodles. And I'm like, oh man, if we go back, I may have to forego sushi and get this noodle
concoction.
Beef, whatever it was so delicious. So I'm like, we're eating. It's good. The place is packed.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how it is. If the place is packed, the food is good, right? And
it wasn't packed with tourists. It was packed with locals. I mean, it was.
Yes. They only had one table for two that was available. And I do.
Back by the kitchen. It was like,
we'll take it.
Yep. Yeah, that's us.
And I think they even have second level seating. Second floor, maybe roof.
They do, but she pointed to you.
Yeah.
So,
that's
Tango
right.
Esta Mesa. Hey,
yeah.
We'll take it.
I was hungry. And it dawned on me, why are there so many Japanese restaurants in San Luis Potosí. Is there an industrial, like, is there like a, I don't know.
Well, like Querétaro has a
Yeah.
lot of Toyotas there
Yeah.
and things like that. So you would go, okay, that makes sense because there are people coming over, and not San Luis Potosí. It doesn't have an overly large Japanese.
I looked it up, and it basically said that the reason for the high number of Japanese restaurants is basically demand. That San Luis Potosí has a
Palate for it.
a very large population of 30, under 30, and there's just a demand for Japanese food. Therefore, they're meeting the demand. Guys, it's good.
And the amazing part is with tip, 500 pesos.
With tip.
With tip.
Mm-hmm.
A beer,
A carajillo.
carajillo, and dinner, and 500 pesos, 500 pesos out the door, and we were like, wow.
And it was so good.
It was
so good. I'm going to get caught up on some comments here real quick, and we'll go back into the food. Dave, I can testify everything can change here overnight. And what you think may be easy is not, and things you think will be hard are easy.
Yep.
It's true. It's always one of those.
The only thing consistent is the inconsistency.
And you have to kind of like watch your expectations. What is the temper your expectations? Yes. Yeah, because things are not necessarily what you think they're going to be. And Annie, yes, pleasantly surprised by San Luis. It is beautiful. It really is. Mark and Paulette. Okay, the bike ride on Carranza goes on till 1 p.m. And yes, as you get closer to Centro especially, it's nice up here too. It's tree lined up here too.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember our walk, and we went past that little water tower thing. It's so beautiful.
Well, that's not on Carranza. That's going down.
No, but it's going that way.
Right,
yeah,
right,
I mean, it's so beautiful. The closer you get to Centro, I think there's even more trees. But it really is very pretty.
And it's an interesting Centro here in SLP because of the fact that if you compare Querétaro and SLP side by side Centros, they're two distinct beings. Mm-hmm. SLP has much more of a French, obviously, San Luis Potosí, influence. Yeah. And you can definitely feel all the Spanish in Querétaro. SLP is much more open.
I think so too. The streets are wider, the sidewalks are wider, and the buildings are further apart.
And it's all one Centro, whereas in Querétaro, it's this Jardín, walk down, another Jardín, walk down, another Jardín, and it is just sort of a sprawling.
The streets are a little more narrow. The buildings are a little more closer together in Querétaro, but it's like you got a Jardín after Jardín after Jardín.
And the other thing that I also found in SLP was there's a lot more modern storefronts that are in the Centro area versus Querétaro.
Oh.
We saw more modern things, whereas in Querétaro, a lot of those particular tiendas have been there for forever and have they're not going anywhere.
I mean, they each have a different flavor, but they both are really great places. I have always had both Querétaro and San Luis very high on the list. What was that, baby?
I don't know.
And so there you go. Paulette's got a great idea here. Get a big cup like this.
Yeah.
Oh, and put your beer in it.
It's got Coke in it.
My goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Gringosimo. Let me see. Did you see any Filipino restaurants? I didn't actually look to see if I didn't look at the cultural options in restaurant listings, but I want to. I just haven't had time yet because like some things are obvious. You know, at certain Mexican restaurants, this is this type of Mexican, that type of Mexican.
Well, and
You
if
know,
it,
a pizzeria is a pizzeria,
and
a
if
wing
it-
stop is a wing stop.
and if it lists sushi, it's probably more than likely
Yeah.
Japanese.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
So I want to go down the list, specifically looking for different cultural types of foods and see what's there, because I'd be interested in seeing if they have something like Filipino. Do they have Korean? Do they have German? Do they have French? I would love to know this, because I'm such a foodie, and yes, I do love Mexican food, and yes, we do live in Mexico, but it's kind of getting like, you know, when you're in the United States, for example, and maybe you go out to steakhouses all the time. And so going Mexican might be going to Taco Bell for you, or maybe going to Mexican might be going to, I don't know,
I don't know how many are left.
Chipotle or something. I don't know. Yeah, I heard Chi-Chi's is coming back. And, you know, that's their spin on Mexican or Tex-Mex or something. But it's special and it's unique for you at that moment in time, right? Going to a German restaurant in the US would be, for most people, a special and unique dining experience that you don't normally have.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're in Mexico, we get Mexican food all the time, guys, all the time. So it's kind of nice to be able to say, hey.
Just to vary
Yeah.
the palate just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and this was a home. This is one of those we went, ooh, we chose wisely. I mean, it
Oh my
was
gosh.
it was
Oh my
good
gosh.
stuff.
Probably the best Japanese I've ever had.
You know, and then the other, just to give you guys a thing.
You're making me hungry.
After all, well, I'm glad Annie Vet's up there. After all these years, Annie Vet was the one that suggested, you guys ever eaten at Veeps? And
No.
we've seen them all over the country.
We've never gone to one.
And we
but they're
never went to
everywhere.
one.
They're
And
everywhere.
yeah, and so last night we were like walking back from the museum and going, I mean, just past the house, there's a Veeps down there, and we're like,
Let's go to Veeps.
let's go to Veeps.
Try them out.
And it was,
I got cochinita pibil tostados, and I was only able to eat 2 of them. You got?
I got a New York grill. I mean, it was a piece of steak, but they understood not to overcook it. I did hear a faint moo when it was brought to the table. So, yeah.
He was asking us how he wanted it done, and we have heard people throughout Mexico and various regions use different terms for this. Crudo, azul. This guy actually said vivo.
You know, un poquito mu, you know,
Yeah.
but that was, you know, it was, what was interesting is the bill comparing Veeps to Kabuki, $660 versus $440. I'm just taking the numbers without the tip.
You're right.
Without the tip, you know. Now she did get a dessert.
I got a medio, so I got it was a banana, cajeta, nuez, y queso crema crepe, and the normal order was 2, so I got the medio, so I got 1, and I was hoping to share it with him. He ate some of it. He doesn't like cream cheese in the middle, but that's
Not
it.
like cream cheese, just that
I got
combination with
3 cochinita pibil tostados. We got 1 crepe, and he got a New York steak, and we each got a drink.
Yeah, don't say it was a New York strip. It was a
a
decent
steak.
cut of meat, you know.
I mean, and I didn't get an alcoholic beverage this time. I got basically a limonada.
And I actually got a strawberry milkshake.
Yeah, we spent
Malteada,
more. We
you know.
spent more at the Veeps than we did at the Kabuki.
50% more.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I mean, and they have a very extensive menu. Annie described it best. She said it's sort of like the Mexican Denny's.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me.
You want desayuno? They got all the eggs and all of that, and dinner menu. You want a steak, you want some French fries, you want a very, very appropriate comparison.
And hola, Anna. You're not late, not really. We had technical issues at the beginning, so. And so there are several Japanese companies related to auto parts manufacturing here, which is interesting because I'm telling you, man, I was Googling the heck out of it, and all I kept coming back with is there was no prominent Japanese community in San Luis. It said, unlike Mexico City.
Right.
So they were kind of comparing it to another city. But they did say that there is a high demand for Japanese food here. And so
you make good food, you will have, I mean, it's anywhere in the world. If you open a restaurant and you serve good food, and you do it at a fair price, you will have a home run.
For sure.
I mean, it's just like going to get pulled barbecue. Oh my God, next month, 6 weeks, we'll be in North Carolina, and they'll be like, damn, Skippy, I'm going to get me some pulled pork barbecue.
Where do you want to get it?
There's a barbecue place on the way to Publix.
Okay, good to know. The restaurant is in Colonia Tequisquiapan, and it is called Kabuki. It is half a street over.
It's a half a block
from the
west of the north side of Jardín de Tequisquiapan.
Yeah.
If you go the road that is the northern border of the Jardín and just go west for half a block, and you'll actually see a house, and it's inside that house. Yeah.
They have a little outside gardenish seating area that really wasn't being utilized. But it was tough to find it, and then Mark realized where it was, and it's delicious. Kabuki.
Yep.
That's the name. Good price, good food. No, good price, great food.
Great food. Great food.
Yes. Okay. Paulette agrees with your evaluation regarding Querétaro and SLP.
They're both great. They're just they're different.
They're different.
I mean, they're very different in the architecture and everything else. It's.
I want to say not so much about the outskirts of the cities, because this would be true for both of them. But when you get closer to Centro, to me, San Luis Potosí feels more like a big city than Querétaro does. To me, Querétaro feels like a small city. But it's not.
Querétaro is big on the outside, and then the further you get in, the smaller it feels. That's very valid.
Yeah.
You get to the outside. I mean, you get out to where we were out by the Millennial 3 and 57 going up there all the way up to El Refugio. That thing's just slammed. It's.
Oh, I found the link to the new live stream. See, it is a different link. So I'm just so incredibly confused how you guys are still here. And yet it's on a totally different link. I don't understand what happened. I don't know what happened there. Somebody hiccuped.
It made no sense whatsoever that we had people going, we're seeing you, we hear you. And we're going, how?
How are you seeing us and hearing us? Because it says we're not even.
It said we weren't there.
The chat was working.
Yeah.
The chat was working, but the video wasn't. And then I stopped it, started it, and it made a brand new video link, but the chat was still happening. It'll be interesting. Whenever this is over, I'm going to go back and compare the two because I didn't get a chance to delete the other one yet. It'll be interesting to see where the chat stopped and the other chat started. Or did the chat continue on both of them in duplicate? That's just crazy. Craziness. I just ran and got Tex-Mex takeout from our favorite place. Yeah. Man, when I was in the U.S., if I had an opportunity to go get some Mexican food or what we would call Mexican food, I'd do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. But, we're here, we eat it all the time now, all the time. So it is nice. It is nice to be able to try other culturally different foods. Are you okay?
Yeah.
He's walking in quickly. Coming in hot.
Yep.
Tex-Mex, oh no.
It depends.
Oh, no, Suzanne. See
Ay,
the
ay, ay.
silence on the other link. See, it created a different link for this when we restarted it. But so again, I want to know, is the chat still going on both of them? Or did it finally cut off the chat on the other and start it up on the new one? I don't even know. I know.
Or are we actually doing this on two different?
Yeah. Or do we have, I know, do we have duplicate chats going? I don't even know. I don't know. And there really wasn't much time to try to fix the issue. I was in a
No,
panic.
this was do whatever is necessary to.
For real.
Yeah.
It's kind of been like that all day for me, though. Saludos desde Tijuana. Hola,
Hola,
Andres. Thank you for joining. Bienvenidos. Okay, when are we in Ajijic?
October
It's coming up.
11th, 9th, 10th, 11th, something like that. I think it's the second.
No, I need my glasses.
I think it's the second Saturday in October.
Okay, August, September, we go to the beach, we come back. Yeah, and of course I didn't put it on the phone.
No, I think
you're right.
I think it's the second Saturday in
I can look it up.
September.
Ajijic. October 11th through November 15th. And then we will be coming back in February, just briefly.
Coming back for the meet and
For
greet.
the meet and greet, yes. That KJ and Craig
Have so graciously
yeah,
agreed.
truly remarkable life. They're organizing.
Oh my
it.
God, I can't wait.
I'm so sorry. Look, I am so out of the loop on all of this stuff. But you do need to get in contact with them and see what the.
I have been in contact
Have
with
you? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm out of the loop. I'm so busy and overwhelmed with work that.
them. Me and the boys got this
Okay,
covered.
okay.
You know, everybody, if you want to know when it is, all you got to do is pay attention to when the Super Bowl is, because it is Super Bowl weekend, which is February 7th.
Yeah. So about that, KJ and Craig had this plan of reaching out to hotels and things like that, and blocking groups of rooms for people to reserve. I have not heard updates on that, and we like to prepare. So we just went and booked a room. We just booked one. And we revealed the location last week, and then some of you also booked at the same place. I do not know right now what that place is called. I got to look it up. It's like Danza del Sol.
Danza del Sol.
Hotel
Or
Danza.
Danza del Sol. And I know that Jesse booked there, and Stephanie booked there 2 weeks ago when we did it.
I found it on Vrbo. Vrbo had the best rate going.
Had the cheaper rate. Yep.
And everybody on Vrbo was raving about the place. So I went with it. And then some of you also joined us and made reservations. And reason is I get panicky about it because, number one, Super Bowl weekend. Number two, it's the height of the prime season for snowbirds. And number three, there's only so much space in Ajijic. So if you want to make sure that you got a place, you got to book it. And I don't know where KJ and Craig are on that process right now.
No, they have some. I mean, they have some hotels. I just got done, I think 2 weeks ago, they were going to start updating on the Facebook event page.
Oh, good. Okay.
And because I remember you sent me the link,
yes,
and I forwarded that to them, and yeah, I know Jesse's hoping to be there, but it's be there, living there. But if things don't work out that way, she has a hotel room there. So, and yeah, I mean, they've got some things that they're planning. They've got restaurants, they've got bars, they've got places where we're going to be holding, because some of the big day to meet the content creators is going to be that Saturday going over into Sunday for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The content creators basically, some part of the day Thursday and the day on Friday is going to be a chance for us to get together, similar to what we did last year. And as far as getting a chance to do some collaborative efforts and things like that. And so, but for people who are wanting to attend and get a chance to mingle, and trust me, we get more out of meeting you guys than it is vice versa. Trust me, we had a blast in SMA, and I know that Craig and KJ felt that way, and Mark and Paulette, and the Besses. So and Ernie, we love it getting to talk to all y'all. Y'all are the ones that make all of this happen for all of us. So getting that opportunity, that's going to be Saturday. And I think it's sort of going to be round table in the morning. I think there's going to be some basically breakout sessions. I think we're trying to see if we can get Ernie to do one on the immigration and residency. KJ and Craig had suggested that if anybody was going to do one on traveling in Mexico, they were like, that would be y'all, because you have driven more through Mexico than anybody else. And I'm like, no, there's other people that have done that,
We'll see.
But we'll see how this all plays out. And I think the afternoon is going to be more of a just shoot the shit all together, and then there'll be places that we can all go to for dinner, because if it's anything like last year, it started in the afternoon and it just, the sun went down and we were still going. So
yeah, that was one of those things where it went on a lot longer than we thought it would. Not a complaint, just an observation. And we didn't plan. Probably didn't make the right kind of plans, I want to say. So Mark and I never left that house. Is SMA.
We did not anticipate.
We didn't anticipate this.
We had no clue that this was going to become what it became. And we are so glad it became what it became.
No, it was great.
It was just one of those where it was suddenly like, thank God Ernie bought 10 pizzas.
I know, because that's all we ate for 2 days was pizza.
I mean, that was like our saving grace there was pizza.
Yeah. So I did look it up on Verbo, our reservation, and it is Hotel Danza del Sol.
I'm gonna open this over here.
Ay. You need a whole new towel too. And this one doesn't foam. Wow. And I don't know right now how many rooms they may have left, because after we booked and a few of you booked as well, I don't know what the situation is there. But if you can get it, Hotel Danza del Sol. That's what it's called. It's a pretty cute place too. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll try to show you. It's a cute place, right? It's cute. Okay. Okay. More questions. Diana, thank you. It's not the color I want it to be right now, but I love this cut. This is like my favorite cut, and it's so easy to take care of. But I'm definitely due for some color and something. I need some more purple. I don't know. Because we left the thumbnail and went to your channel and saw the new one. Okay, good deal. I tried to eliminate the old one. So Suzanne, I'm really sorry. It was such a rush to try to figure out why this wasn't working.
Because it made no logical sense.
No.
I mean, we were sitting here going, it's either all or nothing. How is it we're getting a chat on a live that
we had an active chat, and I was posting messages from this video recording application, and it was posting at the chat, but the video wasn't live. So I tried, whenever I shut it down and restarted the live stream, it created a new one, which I thought it was going to do. And it created a new video link, which I figured it was going to do. but I didn't have enough time to try to navigate and figure out how to delete the old one. And so I'm sorry that you spent your
Sorry,
time.
Suzanne, you were sitting
Yeah.
there waiting for us.
Really sorry, honey. Couldn't figure it out fast enough, unfortunately. I'm over there chatting to ghosts. I'm so sorry. We ghosted you.
Haley Joe Osment.
Yeah, I just got here, so I had no idea what was going on. What was going on is that we basically had a live with no video and no sound.
But a chat.
But the chat was working. Don't know.
Computers.
Okay. Oh, look us up. We buy you dinner. Awesome. Awesome. Jesse, book just in case. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like that too. It was a just in case.
And I feel you, because if the Panthers are in the Super Bowl, yeah, you won't be able to pry my ass out of being there to watch the game. So
yeah, I've got nothing to worry about. I'm a Steelers fan, so not going to be a problem.
Well, that's why I was sort of rolling my eyes when I said Panthers.
Yeah, Steelers aren't going to get there. So
Aaron Rodgers, you never know.
I don't think so. I can't even believe they hired Aaron Rodgers. So Del Sol is down the street from us. Awesome. So we're close by, which is great. When you've got Eddie Van Arlene staying with you, why leave the entertainment is right there? Oh, you know.
Well, then you throw our boy Tommy in there, and it's just like,
yeah,
sit back and
yeah,
let it go.
See, now this is interesting. This is the second time I've seen this. Is this a symptom? I'm going to click on another quote, and it's the exact same quote. I saw this a couple times up above too from some other people too. It was the exact same quote. Are we still glitching? I'm so confused right now, but it's okay.
Are you glitchy, baby?
And there I am. See, it happens. You got that right. And it loves to happen on our live streams.
Yeah, and all you got to do is put an SH in front of it, and it's very apropos.
You know, merde.
Yeah.
Hola amigos. Oh,
Hola,
Romy and Jesse. Did you hear that every ticket for UNC football season? What?
They have sold out for the season.
Get out.
Well, Belichick. I mean, yeah.
Oh, I thought that they sold out because they wanted to see the train wreck that is the Belichick relationship.
I think it's either going to be something that is going to shock everybody, or it is going to be a total train wreck, of which either way you want to be there to see it. So
goodness gracious. I don't know. When someone old enough to be your granddaughter is controlling the media.
Hey. They fired a 73-year-old and hired younger. 72.
I'm talking about.
I know. Whatever. Jordan, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Romy, we're doing well. Thank you. Much better than, last week was probably the last of it. And we started feeling better from the weekend, this past weekend moving forward. Lena, I think you're right. There is a glitch in the matrix.
Hey, just because my last name's Anderson, I got no idea what the matrix is.
What kind of cat? Was it the exact same cat?
What?
Okay, he doesn't know the lines or the story to the matrix. I know he's seen it. He probably just didn't remember. Whenever Neo sees a cat, and then he turns away and he goes back, and the cat's back again. Well, then Trinity says to him, basically, more or less, I'm paraphrasing, what kind of cat? Was it the exact same cat? Because deja vu usually means a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay.
All right. One thing to throw out, since today was such a sad day.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody's favorite.
Oh, no. Oh, today was Ozzy Osbourne's funeral.
Everybody.
I could have live streamed it.
What is everybody's favorite Ozzy song? Now I can never change my ringtone now, ever.
He's had Crazy Train, the laugh for Crazy Train in the intro for what, 20 years?
No.
Yeah.
Oh God, it might be 20 years.
Yeah, it might be 20 years.
Yeah, it could be.
Think about Buffalo Wild Wings. It's been that long.
Okay. Yeah. And so, now no way I can change it,
Yeah.
And I was sort of thinking today, I was like, of all of Ozzy's songs, which one would be my favorite?
You're thinking about it. Yeah, Romy, we were sick too. The same time you were sick.
Yeah.
We were all sick. We just started feeling better at the end of last week. Mr. Anderson. Another Black Cat Mark. There you go. See, people know. They know this. They know this.
I don't. I mean, it's the wrong genre.
But you did agree. I rented the video of the first Matrix movie so that he could see it, because we were going to go out and see the second one together, and it made no sense to me if he didn't see the first one and know the background. So I know you've seen it. And he actually thought it was very well done. And then, of course, rightfully so, critiqued the second movie as being a little bit of a letdown, which I will agree. But the first one was just amazing. The special effects at that time were groundbreaking. And it was an excellent story. So, for the first movie.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it ain't gonna rank my top 25 of all time, but
okay. So here we go. So, what is your favorite song? Is it Crazy Train?
God, it'd either be Crazy Train or basically there's three for me: Crazy Train, Flying High Again, or
ooh, that's a good one.
Or Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Down.
Yeah, those are from his solo. Then of course you got War Pigs and Iron Man.
I like War Pigs, but that's not my favorite. Not my favorite.
And then Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
I have to admit that there was a guy when I was in elementary school who I had this crush on, who absolutely loved Ozzy Osbourne. And I knew some of Ozzy's early stuff. And I was not really paying attention to his mid-'80s. Didn't really hit me. So I kind of bounced from early 80s then to
the
early
90s.
Yes. My favorite song by him is No More Tears.
91.
Yeah, for sure. I love that.
I mean,
I think the lyrics for that are just amazing.
And it like Mama, I'm Coming Home. Most people don't know this fact about Mama, I'm Coming Home. Is that was written with Lemmy.
Oh, nah, that makes a lot of sense now.
It was one of those, Ozzy had an idea. He sat down and was talking with Lemmy about it. And he goes, Lemmy finished it in 3 hours and went, yeah.
The light in the window is a crack in the sky.
Yeah.
And so duet with Lita Ford, Close My Eyes. Yeah, forever. He and her were in a studio for one night. And the day it blew through, the whole night they were up and wrote that song together.
Yep.
And by the time they were done, it was morning. They hadn't even realized they had been in there all night long. I think that's impressive. So,
the hard thing with me is Randy Rhoads completed Ozzy, and I don't think Ozzy was ever as good.
Yeah, but
solo as he was with Randy.
I think that album from the '90s that has "Mama, I'm Coming Home" and "No More Tears," I think that's good. You know.
Yeah, but that was that Bark at the Moon?
No.
No,
Bark at the Moon's in the '80s.
Oh, you're talking about 91.
Yeah,
Yeah,
91.
okay. Yeah, that was way after Randy is gone.
I think it was just called "No More Tears."
Yeah, it was. That was No More Tears.
Yeah. Self-titled. I'm sitting here going, I love the song. And
I
it's
mean,
the name of the album.
the poor guy that I can't remember his name now, the guitarist that tried to replace Randy after the first
he
two
wasn't
albums.
horrible.
No, I was just gonna say he did an admirable job of doing it, but you know, that riff on Crazy Train is one of the all-time classic riffs in rock music, period.
Yeah. And, you know, I actually love the entire Blizzard of Oz album. I don't know. I hear that album and I am junior high, early high school. I used to love the instrumental D that Randy Rhoads did.
Yeah, I know.
I used to try to play it. I wasn't too bad at it. It gets a little hard when it gets into the yeah, that part's a little hard. But I used to love that. And I mean, Mr. Crowley, oh, great song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a good album. It's a good album. Goodbye to Romance. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
again, had Randy, you know, and that was the whole boom. And that was, and honestly, that was what Ozzy had to have coming off of what he was going through, dealing with the being fired from Black Sabbath and, you know, doing the Flying High Again and then doing Snowblind, which is one is anti-drugs and one is, oh, I'm flying high again. I mean, it just.
Snowblind? You mean JY and Styx?
I'm not. No, he did one. Something blind. I thought it was Snowblind.
No, that's JY.
I know the Snowblind from.
Oh, okay.
You know, but he did. You know, as he said during an interview, he goes, "That sort of shows you how screwed up I was. As I'm doing one song against and one song for. You know, thank God for Sharon or Mama." Because that was Mama, I'm Coming Home was Sharon.
You know, it's incredibly, I don't think it's enlightening because I understand this, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people, they don't really separate the performer from the man or the performer from the woman. And, you know, they called him the Prince of Darkness in music circles for decades. And there was a lot of...
And he milked it for all it was worth.
He, all of that. You know, but he was actually a very Christian faith person and was really gentle and very kind. And he basically said one time in an interview, that is the show, that's show business. That is a performance. And a lot of people lose that. And I remember when he got sued for Suicide Solution. That song on Blizzard of Oz. Yeah, like, come on now. You're going to blame this guy for singing a song? You know, I don't know.
We'll see if you tried, you know, doing it like Queen did. Don't try suicide. Well, okay. They said no. I mean, but no. You know, it's the same thing with Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper was the son of a preacher.
And that's true, too.
And he has been...
And his shows were very macabre.
And he has been religious his entire life. He was drunk for a period of time there. You know, like Joe Walsh said, I only got drunk once this last 26 years. But, you know, Alice has been grounded and it's a show. You know, Vinny is not Alice. Alice is what goes on stage. Vinny is the guy who goes home.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Lo siento, I was never into Ozzy.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, like there's, first of all, let's be honest, he's not a particularly fantastic singer.
Oh, God, no.
But he's got a unique voice.
But he delivers he delivers the songs he does very well.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he had an excellent manager in his wife.
yes.
And she knew exactly how to promote him. I mean,
and then
he wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for her.
And then he did the stupid thing of, while he was drunk and on drugs, bit the head off a bat that he didn't realize was a live bat. Did it on stage and boom.
Everything. Yeah.
And then getting arrested for peeing on the Alamo in a dress.
That's what happens when you're doing drugs and drinking too much.
And of course, he was with the boys from Metallica, I think, when that occurred.
I'm not sure.
I think he was on tour with
Metallica was opening for him for a while.
Yes.
Black Sabbath Paranoid album, 1970.
She has it.
I have it, but I can't say it dates me because obviously I didn't buy it when I was 1 year old.
Yeah.
But I do have it.
Some of us remember when it came out.
Yeah.
NIB.
Yeah. Capal just booked Danza del Sol. And yes, again, same with Alice Cooper. Super Christian, supposedly a really nice guy, but there's this persona. It's called show business, and it's just for entertainment.
And if you play golf, you are definitely in with Vinny because he traded his addiction to alcohol in for an addiction to golf. So,
you know what? And I used to like watching the Osbournes too. And the unfortunate thing about the unfortunate thing about it is that you're laughing. You're kind of laughing at them.
Of course you are.
And but then you realize later, reality TV is not reality. This stuff is all scripted. It's all scripted.
The only thing that was real about it was the money they were taking to the bank.
Yeah.
I mean, that's whether it was the Osbournes or Gene Simmons with that whole thing.
Was it Family Jewels?
Family Jewels.
Yes. Which again was entertaining, but at the same time, it's all scripted. The thing that came out at least and made me have a different thought, of a different opinion of Ozzy Osbourne was how messed up he really seemed to be. And we find out years later, honestly, he was messed up because of all the medication that his doctors had him on. Once he got off a lot of that medication, he got a lot better. And then, of course, unfortunately, Parkinson's hits him, and he's on a lot of pain meds again. And it kills me to watch. If you have not had an opportunity to watch him do his last performance of Mama, I'm Coming Home, I mean, if you don't get a little bit misty, I don't know. It was so obvious that this song was like his goodbye.
It's Johnny Cash's Pain.
Yes, this was his goodbye. He can't stand up. He's strapped in this chair, and he is singing this song, and they're panning over the audience, and people are crying tears. And some of these people are young enough to be his grandchild or maybe his child, and they're crying tears. That is how much he meant, and that is how much that song moved them. And then to find out not even 3 weeks later, he's dead. Like, did he know? I didn't get a chance. Again, I'm too damn busy. This job is keeping me busy. I haven't had a chance to find out if he knew. I've seen rumors saying that this was a choice, that he chose to die, like euthanasia. That is not true. There has been so much false, fake stuff put out there, and the AI stuff is just enough to drive you batty. Falsified information on so many things. Like how about the Coldplay cam kissers? Half the information coming out on them isn't even true. It's all AI generated false hits for clicks. And it's so hard to discern what is true and what is not. I don't know how bad Parkinson's can get for people, but I know that he was off pain meds long enough to do that show.
Yeah.
And then he was probably right back on them again when it was over. And that's a pretty miserable existence. So.
Somebody was right up there. It was Brad Gillis, and then I think Jake Lee did. The second album, or the first album after
There you go.
Randy died.
There you
And
go.
then, of course,
Brad Gillis.
Yep.
And then Jake E. Lee.
And then, of course, for forever, it was Zach Wilde.
Was it?
Oh, God.
I never really paid
No
attention.
More Tears and all that. From then on, that was all Zach Wilde.
I wasn't really paying that
Yep.
much attention. I just knew that I really liked the album and I played it a lot. There you go. No More Tears with Zach Wilde.
Mhm.
Very good, guys. You guys are good. You guys are kicking my butt on music trivia at the moment.
And that don't happen often.
Not too much. I was more of a Journey, Cheap Trick, Loverboy, Boston, Kansas, Aerosmith. Oh, I like all those too.
And those are all good?
Yeah, they're all good. I like a lot of music. That's my problem. I'm kind of spread out all over.
Well, there's 1,500 albums.
Yeah, my main focuses are pretty much going to be zeroed in on The Who, My Morning Jacket, and Genesis. That's kind of like Peter Gabriel too. That I still consider that Genesis. That's where I kind of focus in, but I'm all over the place for real. Kate Bush.
Don't get her started. We'll be here all night.
That is true. That is true. Paulette, not
Yeah.
Mark. Yeah. So that kind of music, mostly to me, that you just listed, those bands.
I mean,
That's kind of like an arena rock type stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
With that, you can also toss in people like Pablo Cruz, REO Speedwagon.
Yeah.
You
That whole genre.
Yep.
It's good.
And McD. I mean,
you don't know me, but I'm
your
lover.
lover. I was raised in
Yeah. The best karaoke fun ever is to try to sing a song, but
any song.
do it McD style. That is a lot of fun. Okay, been around a bunch of performers, and the ones that mess with my head are when they are nice on stage and crap off stage. Yes. Never meet your heroes.
Steven Tyler.
Paul Schaefer.
Oh, Paulie is a.
Paul Schaefer was a prick.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. And you know what? It may have just been bad luck. It was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction.
Well,
I was at the Waldorf Astoria. I saw him, and I waited very patiently for the crowd of people to dissipate around him. And when I asked if he wouldn't mind autographing my program that had been handed to me by security earlier that day when they booted me out of the Stooges
sound check.
He was just absolute dick. I'm just saying, but maybe I'll give him a fair shake and say maybe he was tired of signing shit.
Well, and
I don't know.
And you know what? You've also met, Ann Wilson when it wasn't a good day for
That
her.
is also true.
And it just was.
I give her a pass because at the time
they were about to do an intervention on her. So I mean, it was
she was having an alcoholic intervention very shortly afterward, and not too long after.
And so sometimes we don't know all of.
You don't know what somebody's going through. You never really know. So and you know what? Her performances after that.
Oh my God, were so much better.
A lot more warm, a lot more lively.
She was a lot more engaging with the audience and everything else.
That particular day was just not a good day. So.
And that was back in the point where Ann literally took 3 or 4 songs to sort of get warmed up.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the difference between hearing the opening number and then all of a sudden she'd go into Crazy on You about song 5 and you'd be like,
yeah, she's warmed up.
Okay, yeah, and then by the time they get to the encore and she's doing Love, Rain or Me by The Who, and you're just going, Roger Daltrey would only dream to sing it this way.
I know.
I mean,
Ann Wilson's always one of those people I've seen in interviews where she has always been the one that has a bit of a chip on her shoulder. And there may be good reason for that. For many, many years, the
industry
treated her horribly because she was overweight.
They wanted to hide her and this and that.
So, I mean,
and let's put Nancy out in a bustier and put her
Yeah.
doing her leg kick with the guitar, and then we'll just cut to just a facial shot of Ann and back to
Yeah.
Nancy, and just was
But her interviews often, there's a little bit of that acidity in her interviews sometimes. I mean, she's the one who wrote Barracuda.
Oh yeah.
And she wrote that because these stupid, ignorant people were asking if her and her sister were lesbian lovers. Like, what? Incestuous lesbians? Are you serious right now? It's stupid. So, you know, she doesn't keep her mouth shut. And she'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Gen X. Hola todos. Welcome. And
so we'll have Papa there with us.
evidently he said he was in so much pain. Here we go. And he was ready. But who really knows? Yeah, you know. It's a debilitating disease, and I'm sure it just gets worse and worse and worse until it's just.
Yeah, and the sad part about this is you know, you look at Johnny Cash doing Hurt, and you look at David Bowie doing his last album.
Was it? It starts with an L. It starts with an L.
And you look at that one video,
Lazarus.
And you look at that one video, and you just go, "Whoa, this was."
And nobody knew.
And nobody
knew that David Bowie was dying of cancer, and he makes that video. Oh my God.
And so you wonder, and we can't ask them.
No.
You know, did the fact that you're looking at a very short road in front out of the windshield, did that have an impact on how this performance came about? You don't know. But
I just know that last Aussie performance was moving. It was very moving. I don't know what's going to happen. We started half joking with friends. We were like, somebody needs to go out right now and go wrap up Willie Nelson, Stevie Nicks, I don't know, Phil Collins, wrap all these people up and bubble wrap and protect them.
But you never know. I mean, you have instance of Tom Petty where all of a sudden Tom Petty just went, Prince. We were putting together our list of who we wanted to see, because we did 1 year of a Deadpool tour where we saw a lot of people. Unfortunately, we got Greg Allman 3 months before Greg died, and and we were one of the very first names on our list. We were like Tom Petty, because neither one of us has seen Tom Petty, and we're like, yeah, he's on our list. And before we had even finished the list, I mean, it couldn't have been 10 days later.
He died.
Yeah, and we were like.
And Prince is one of those people. Prince had come to Charlotte, and for whatever reason, I was like, it wasn't going to work out. It was either financial time.
Well, it was a little tight, and it was one of those where you were going, you know what? I'll catch him the next time.
I'll catch him the next time. Well, there wasn't a next time. And I regret not going to go see him. And when they announced it, I was actually on the road. I think I was driving back from Elon University.
I can't remember.
Either that or I was driving back from something else in the Raleigh area, or maybe the Durham area. But it was a long drive, and I had to pull over because the word of Prince just dying suddenly actually brought me to tears. I cried over that on the side of the road. Some of you might laugh and go, huh? But I remember people who cried over Elvis's death and John Lennon's death. For me, it was Prince.
Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in high school, and in my high school, there was definitely remember, I grew up in the South. That was an October, that was like October day, that we were all like, what? And the fact that they were supposed to be in Charlotte 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And some of us had tickets. Yeah. So.
That's a sad story too. The whole band, Molly Hatchet, were the best guys to hang out with, had an arcade in the early 80s.
I tell you what, that was the last concert that I shed a tear at until we went and saw Garth Brooks. Was the Molly Hatchet tour of 1978. They just released Wild Eyed Southern Boys, and it was Molly Hatchet was the opening act. Mother's Finest was the second, and Aerosmith was the headliner, and Aerosmith sucked. But Molly Hatchet came out, and this couldn't have been more than, it had to be 78, about 6 months after the plane crash. And the boys in Molly Hatchet walked out. They put a mic stand on there, and they put a guitar on a guitar stand, put 2 spots on it, and they played Freebird, no vocals, and they left out Steve Gaines' guitar parts. And it was just like,
Wow.
whoa.
Yeah, I bet that was very moving.
Whoa. That was just like, yeah, there were tears coming down.
And so, and I know what you were trying to say here. And so Molly Hatchet were great foosball players.
And what they did with the Geese, we don't care.
Oh, let's see. Ann Wilson, such nostalgic music. Oh, for sure. And, there's some songs I love by heart that they never play live. A couple of the ones off of the Dreamboat Annie album that never make it to a set. Yeah, they'll do Crazy on You. They'll do Magic Man, but they never do Soul of the Sea.
Yes, they did. We saw them do that once in
I
concert.
do not remember them doing Soul of the Sea.
Because that was another one of your, oh my God, I can't believe I'm hearing this, because
I don't remember this.
Because it was just like when the Doobies
did
Clear as the Driven Snow.
Clear as the Driven Snow, and I freaked
you were like,
out.
Oh my God, they're doing this live. Yes, we saw them once.
And everybody laughed at me because I made a fool of myself screaming. Oh my God, they're doing this live. Yeah, I love Clear as a Driven Snow. Such a good song. Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, that was, when he was doing that last Queen album with The Great Pretender.
Oh, that video where he is so emaciated. Oh my God.
That was The Great Pretender.
That is so hard to watch. So hard to watch. For real. So bad. I'm going to fall apart when Phil Collins dies. Yeah. I'm going to fall apart when Phil Collins dies.
Stevie will be harder for you.
Stevie Nicks will be very hard for me.
I know that.
Stevie Nicks is like, she don't know it, but I would be gay for her. I'm just saying, I love her. I used to dress up as a Stevie girl to go to Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Nicks concerts. And people would want to take their picture with me because of the clothes I was wearing and things like that. I absolutely obsess over her. She even has my mother's birthday.
Well, not the same year.
Not the same year. She's
Yeah.
just a few years older than my mom was. But I've always liked her, even though I sometimes felt like she was a little bit of a hoochie mama with the way she was sleeping all around the music industry like she does. But you know what? She's got no kids, but she's got this great career. And whose business is it? It's her.
Well, her career is her child.
That is her career. Yeah.
That and the fact that she slept with every one of the Eagles almost. And,
almost all the Eagles. And that was just some of the people.
And that list goes on and on and on. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did I miss it? I was trying to. Of course, Aerosmith sucked in 78.
They got booed off the stage in Charlotte because at that particular concert, because Steven couldn't remember the songs, and they were like 4 songs in, and it was just like, oh my God, this is horrible. And Mother's Finest saved the day and came back out and tore the place up. And if any of you have never heard of Mother's Finest, check out the album, because they just released Another Mother Further.
Oh my gosh.
And Joyce Kennedy has got one of the greatest sets of pipes, and that is a great album. And I finally got Gina to be able to see them in, oh my God, almost 40 years, 35 years after I saw this concert. She finally got a chance to see them.
Another Mother Further. Looks like that.
Yep. And they're a band out of Athens, Georgia. and they were ahead of REM. And boy, they can put a hurt on funk, rock, disco. I mean, they just, you know, along with Glenn Kennedy, those two, Joyce and Glenn, could just boom. And yeah,
They're really, really good.
Good
They are
music.
good. Yes, Stevie Nicks is my queen. I love her. And yes, I already had it figured out. She was posting lyrics to one of the songs off of the Buckingham Nicks album, specifically Frozen Love, which I love. And then Lindsay was on social media posting more, answering the lyrics. And I'm like, my daughter's like, did you see this? Did you see this? What do you think it is? I said, well, that song is on Buckingham Nicks, and everybody right now was remastering and re-releasing their material for a couple reasons. One of the main reasons is copyright.
56 years
Yeah.
is what you get on the copyright.
But if you re-release it,
But if you remaster it and you alter it in any minute way and re-release it, 56 years starts all over again.
and that's why a lot of artists, I mean, they may say that they thought they could have done it better. They didn't like it the first time around. Do you know how many artists have multiple remasters of the same albums over and over and over? Like I'm to the point now when I'm on Spotify, I'm so disgusted. If I want to listen to the 1978 version of Who Are You, good luck. Because now I'm getting the version, like they've got 3 more releases after
Oh,
that
yeah.
of the same album. But she's asking me, what do you think's going on here between Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks? And I said, it's been long enough. It's probably a remaster and a reissue of Buckingham Nicks.
That was 73 or 74.
Yeah.
So that makes it 51 years. Gee.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. There was a billboard that went up in LA and they were showing that it was being released in September. Now, the interesting thing about that is that Buckingham Nicks was very difficult for me to try to find on vinyl. And when I did find it, because it was such a limited release, because they weren't super well known, it was a pricey album to own. I'm talking hundreds of dollars for this album. In fact, my favorite record store has it up on the wall that he calls his money wall. And yeah, so I was never going to get a copy of it. And I don't mind buying a reissue. I'd love to have it. The album cover alone is so freaking cool. She bought this beautiful shirt to wear on their first album cover, and the photographer ended up asking her to take it off. And that's the picture they took, the 2 of them without any shirts on. I don't know. It's just a cool story.
No.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to a remix reissue in Dolby Atmos of Phil Collins' album that has Sussudio on it.
Well, and then you also have, you're waiting to finally get the 50th
anniversary
of Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
My daughter bought me that for Christmas last year.
And then they still haven't released it.
It's still not out. So I'm waiting for that too. All these things, they do this. You notice it's 50, 50, 50, 50. This is why it's copyright. They get to extend it. I'm so sad about all these artists. Yeah, future. And I made a comment
that's on them. I mean, it's.
I know, but as a Gen X person, it's starting. All the people I admire and love, they're starting to drop like.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about the second half, the future generation. I mean, our daughters, all 3 of them, know the music that we listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where when my daughter's best friend got married, she wanted to put together a playlist for the wedding or for the rehearsal dinner for the cocktail party to play in the background. And so Megan asked Kate and goes, do you have any idea, how to put together the, the get good music playlist, da 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 da. And my daughter went, yeah, but I got two better sources. And she just was like, Dad, could you and Gina put together a playlist for Megan's rehearsal dinner cocktail party? And we were like, boom. And by the time we were done, we only had 76 songs. And it was like,
it was enough for a couple hours or so.
yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Oh, Arlene, Skid Row.
Sebastian Bach.
He doesn't look that bad. And just remember that
He's a little bloated.
Yeah, well, none of us look as good as we used to, right? I used to think I was so fat in high school, what I wouldn't give to be that fat again.
Hey,
I know.
Some of us, other than the fact we lost a little hair, yeah, okay.
Have a good night, Benito.
Thanks, Benito.
Thank you for joining us through our messed up technical difficulties. Yes, Mother's Finest.
Another Mother Further, Bruno. You will not be disappointed. It is.
It's very good.
And there are some songs on there that you just have to, go to 11. I'm sorry.
Take it to 11.
Yeah, I mean, it's Piece of the Rock. When Piece of the Rock, yeah. I mean, that's just, as soon as you hear that, it's like, turn it up.
Turn it up.
Because it's just like, boom, 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 boom. And
Truth will set you free.
Baby Love.
Baby Love. It's a very good album. Mickey's Monkey. Which is a cover, but it's a good cover. So.
Yeah. At least they call it the right song.
I don't really care for Disco This Way.
Disco This Way, Disco That Way.
That's kind of a loss cause on that one.
But that was their, disco song.
And so Phil Collins, Solomon Dallas, around 89-ish, played 3 hours straight, and it was one of our favorite shows to have seen. I am regretfully sad that I've never seen Phil live on a solo show. I've only ever seen him when he was with Genesis. And Phil is one of these guys that, I could see him playing 3 hours. He would do that. He enjoys being a performer. That is what he lives for.
Yeah, so you the people who enjoy. I mean, Jimmy did that. Buffett. He loved interacting with the crowd. Garth. I mean, one of the few things I've ever seen an artist do was Garth walk out with his guitar and take shout outs.
That's right.
And he would not play the full song, but he'd play, part of the verse and then the chorus, and then he'd stop and somebody would shout out another song. And if it wasn't in the playlist, he would go into it and he'd play a part of it, and then he'd go somebody else. And I'm like, I have never seen an artist ever do this. And what I appreciated out of seeing that was the fact that it wasn't Garth backed by a band. This was just Garth, a guitar, and the fans. And I was like, I didn't know he could play that well. I honestly didn't. And it was like, okay,
Okay, so this is a good question.
What's that?
Next question. What is your most lusted after vinyl? Okay, I'm going to say right now at this moment in time, it is Buckingham Nicks. I've never been able to afford it, if I even found it, if it was even in good playable condition, because it is so expensive. So I am looking forward to the reissue.
Do I get to answer?
Well, I'm going to answer. I'm going to finish.
Okay.
Prior to Buckingham Nicks, I would also say that for a long time I was looking for, and some of you were going to go, who, what? Modest Yahoo on vinyl. I had Modest Yahoo on CD. I did find Modest Yahoo on vinyl. I had to order it from Germany. And who is he? Well, at the time that this album came out, he was a young man who was a Hasidic Jew, and he would dress in Hasidic Jewish clothing and be very observant in that way. But he would do like reggae singing. So it's difficult to explain, but I like him. I like him a lot. He doesn't follow the Hasidic path right now. He's kind of left that behind. He outgrew it, or whatever the reason was. I'm not sure. He got married, started a family, and yada yada. He still performs, but I was really looking forward to that one first studio album that he had. It had King Without a Crown on it, and another song called Jerusalem, another song called oh God, I can't think of what they are right now. But anyway, bought that one, imported from Germany. The last one that I searched for a couple of years, and these are difficult because in the very late 80s and the early 90s, when they started phasing out CDs, it was very difficult to get a hold of vinyl. Or they were bringing CDs in, they were phasing out the vinyl. So it became harder and harder to get vinyl. I was looking for a Bonnie Raitt album, the one that had Have a Heart on it, and Nobody's Girl. I ended up finding it eventually. And Arrested Development. And I can never remember the name of this album because it's so freaking long. 3 years, 5 months, and 2 days in the life of. That is the album that has Mr. Wendell, Everyday People, Tennessee. That album was almost impossible to find. And again, I found it overseas, imported, and I ordered it internationally, used, of course. Now it's just Buckingham Nicks. That is my goal. And you, sir?
Original pressing, Beatles, 64.
Are you serious?
I'm all about the money.
Oh,
do you realize what that album?
Yes, I do, because I'm a member of Discogs, and I get the annual reports every year of the most expensive, highest selling albums. Yes.
I mean,
so you just want it for the money. That's where we differ.
Well, no. If somebody said, what album do I most want in my, that would be it, because the music I like, I already have the albums.
True.
That is all about, okay, who's going to pay me off?
Well, you got to pay for it to get paid off.
What would I like to have in there? Oh my God.
Oh, Radar Love. Oh my gosh, Golden Earring.
Spin into a new sunrise.
And I have that album. In fact, I have the original issue of that album. It's probably a reissue of the original is what I should really say. But I also got the special edition version that was released on a record store day a few years back. And it's got a different album cover. It's pretty cool.
And a lot of people did not realize, including me, until many years later, that band was Belgian.
That is true.
I was like, are you kidding me?
I knew they,
I knew they were European.
Yeah.
But Belgian. And I was like, holy,
That reminds me of the band Diesel. There was a band Diesel. They did a song called
when the
Sausalito Summer Nights.
Yeah, when the bullet hits the bone, it was like, God, that's such a good song.
It's a great song.
And those, yes. There are certain songs that are driving songs.
That's it.
That
song was a song that we would often listen to when I was riding with friends out in the countryside, and you're flipping a coin at every intersection because you're just joyriding. And we used to listen to that song all the time on the playlist. I remember it was Great White Buffalo live version, and Radar Love was on that same.
Damn Skippy. Brenda Lee's coming on strong.
And it's a great song. I didn't realize, though, until quite a few years later, that song came out as early as it did.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was like some kind of 80s track, early 80s. And then when I realized how old it was, I was like, damn.
I was in high school when that song came out. It was like, whoa.
Yeah. But excellent driving song. You know it.
There are certain ones, and Bruno, put a piece of the rock on there with it from Mother's Finest, because that is another, when turn it up, put the pedal down, go.
11. Yeah, that's right, Arlene. That's right, honey. My daughter knows the music that her mother and I like, and she goes 180 degrees in a different direction. But our kids do too.
In a certain way. I mean,
Well, I mean, here's an example of Mark. His dad liked listening to folk. Yeah, well, kind of. I would call it folk.
my dad would get into any automobile,
Yeah,
whether he was driving or not, and the first thing he would do was turn the radio off.
but he's like, I'm talking Statler Brothers and
No,
no, the folky stuff.
no, he liked the Kingston Trio.
Okay, that's
He
folk.
liked the Letterman.
That's
He
folk.
liked Franny and Teicher,
Okay,
the Jackie Gleason
that's
Orchestra.
different. That's orchestra.
You know,
Yeah.
It was,
But
he would
but
get.
he listens to it because he was introduced by your dad.
Well, I like folk music. I don't listen to Franny and Teicher. I don't listen to the Jackie Gleason Orchestra. You know, I listen to what I like. And yeah, you know, I remember one year he and I, 12 of us used to go to Topsail Island every year, and we would play golf, 12 of us in the photo industry.
Mm-hmm.
And one year the two of us drove together. And it's a special trip because he and I stopped at JR Cigars. In JR Cigars, you'd walk into their humidor rooms. I mean, they had more than one room of cigars, and the aroma. And Gina's been in this room, and it's just like, oh my God, that tobacco
The humidor
smell
room
is
is
like
awesome.
And they had these wonderful leather overstuffed chairs. The leather was as soft as a baby's butt. And you could sit in there and have a cigar. And he and I, you know, one of the memories I have is he and I sitting in there, and my dad was big about, you know, he'd put his arm around you, he'd pull you in and go, love you, bud. You know, and it's like, so that's one of those.
It's a special memory.
It is. It's you know, I told my daughter just the other day, last conversation, because she was like, you know, we're going to see her at the beach. And she's like, well, you know, I'm not far from JR's. Do I need to go and stop and pick you up some cigars? And I was like, no, I got that covered, but I had to tell the story. So yeah, but you know, I pick him up. He lived an hour away from me. I pick him up. He gets in the car, and the first thing he does is he turns off the friggin' radio, and we've got 18 hours of driving in front of us.
Mm.
But what he taught me was, well, you better fill a silence with something, so we would converse.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, that was a good thing.
Now, my dad loved music as well, but he grew up in the 50s
And he
60s.
played music.
You know, he grew up in the 50s and 60s, and the music that he would play most often, it could be like classic rock, but he would often play doo-wop. So I have a broad variety of doo-wop in my background, and I absolutely love it. It's,
So do I.
You know,
I mean,
and I like you know, early rock people who wouldn't be considered doo-wop, like people like Buddy Holly and Richie Valens and stuff like that as well. But I really do like doo-wop music. I love it. I love the harmonies. It's just fun, and that's totally out of character for my age and my time. And I think that your kids do that. They absorb what you listen to, and then they add to it. There are a lot of artists. I will share. I have a combination shared playlist that Spotify created for me with one daughter and then another one with another daughter. And every now and then I'll check in. And the interesting thing is it's neat to see what they're listening to, because they listen to some things I'm like, I don't know who this is. And that's how I end up liking some of these newer songs that I would never otherwise have ever heard.
Yeah, and they all know. Don't bring rap around Mark. That ain't happening. Because because then I become Larry. Turn that shit off. It's just it's you know, I can do a lot of things, but that repetitive music is not something I deal with well. And
no. So saith my morning jacket.
I tried.
He did try. I give him kudos for actually really giving it a shot. And he just doesn't like it. It's just, that's what happens. Yes, yeah. He passed away. What was it last week? I think it was last week.
Last week, everybody passed away.
No, or maybe it was the week before last.
Whatever.
Last week, it was like at least 5 people in the week. At least 5. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, so it was Ozzy, Connie Francis,
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, God. Oh, this is going to kill me. See, I feel stupid now. But anyway, there was a lot of people. There was just too many. And that's when I came to the realization, the sad realization. That
We're getting old.
We're getting old. And all the people that we like and we listen to, they're getting old too. And that's why we need to wrap everybody else who's still around up in bubble wrap. We need to wrap up Dolly Parton. We need to wrap up Willie Nelson. We must protect them.
No. When it's time to go, it's time to go. I mean, yeah, it's just.
Oh, it's just too much.
There is no, let's protect it.
Oh, that's right. Rick Derringer had died recently.
He died in May.
Recently, though.
He died in May.
Which is still recent. Okay, so last week, that's right. It was Chuck Mangione and Jamal
Malcolm Warner.
Malcolm Warner. That's right. Like basically all the people from my youth. Connie Francis really wasn't so much from my youth.
I was fixing to
but
say
still.
Connie Francis.
She's about 10 years before me.
She was singing hits when I was a toddler. So
it's still, it's just, it made me realize that people are going and we're going to see more and more of it. But
if anybody figures out how to avoid it, they're going to be rich beyond belief.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? But we don't move the albums with us.
No,
they're in storage.
No, trust me,
Yeah.
Jesse. That move wore my ass out because that was 18 cases.
Heavy boxes.
Of albums. I think I'm right. I think it's 18.
Okay, so
it might be 21.
3 across.
It's either 18 or 20. Full. Imagine basically 18 milk crates full of albums because that's what these basically were. The boxes were.
I actually think it was more than 18.
It might be 21. I mean, but it was,
It's about 15. It's about 1,500 albums. Yeah.
And
most of them are in my Discogs account categorized. There were a few, probably about 50 that weren't, that his mom had recently given to me. And so there was no way we could move with all that down here. So they've been
the car. Besides me saying, "Oh hell no," mm-hmm. The car would have said, "Oh hell no."
Yeah, it couldn't have happened. And so without the ability to have them in good climate control conditions too, with us going place to place, not knowing where we're going to be, what's the weather going to be like, blah blah blah, it just wouldn't have been good. So they're in storage. In a climate controlled facility until we make a final landing spot. And then we got to figure out how we're moving them down here.
Fanny.
Probably a friend of ours, one of our former hostesses. The thing is when you move to Mexico, you are given essentially a free pass to bring things into Mexico without paying the import, the VAT. And
too many albums.
It's not going to do it.
They're going to go.
No.
What are you opening a record store? I mean, that literally, and that's. And how could we argue that at the border?
No, you can't.
I mean,
you can't. I contacted a mover who does this, and I trusted his opinion. And what he basically said is there is a limitation on hobbyist type things. It can only make up approximately 10% of your home goods. I promise you, this is 50% of what's in that in that building. I mean, in the storage unit. There's no way that they would allow this to be considered home goods. They would consider it hobbyist or possibly vendor related. And then I'd have to pay VAT on everything. Now, the good thing about that is I do have them logged into Discogs. Discogs will give you an arbitrary based on recent sales, based on, the run out codes and everything, what the album might be worth.
Yeah, which pressing and
Yeah.
who oversaw the pressing, because I mean, especially Led Zeppelin, there are certain pressings of Led Zeppelin's that if it has the RL on it, the price doubles automatically. It's just,
I think it's Robert Ludwig. I could be
something
wrong,
like that.
but he was a mastering engineer, and so his pressings are valuable, well, more valuable than others. But they take all this into consideration when you categorize your collection, and they kind of give you a low ball, a medium, and a high ball value. Now, I could potentially go to the border and say, oh, hey, here is the value of my collection, and then just pay the VAT on that. And it wouldn't be horrible. It'd probably be about like $1,000 maybe or something. But it wouldn't be like thousands and thousands of dollars. But we may have a way of getting it in with the proper hand greasing and knowing the right people.
Here's the other problem. If we were to drive it across the border, first of all,
a little bit at a time, small trips.
Which that's going to cost a boatload of money, because now it's drive up, drive back.
And we're not just talking about border.
We're driving all the way
Missouri.
All the way to KC. And I mean, KC to the border is 2 hard days of driving. Well, yeah, two hard days of driving. And then, it's like, no, keep doing that over and over and over. Love my mama, but I ain't driving all the way up there to see her.
We'll figure it out when the time comes.
Yeah.
So Garth rolls it back to the club days. Yes. Wow. And local guitar player here plays requests, even when I call out Eruption.
Oh, damn. You go.
Wow.
Make them work.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. That's tough. I don't know. Love hearing what people are looking for, because my daughter does a lot of estate sales. Yeah, and I stay in touch. I'm in a North Carolina? It's North and South Carolina vinyl aficionado type Facebook group. And it's interesting to see what these guys find at estate sales. And often when they go to an estate sale, it's not just a small box. It could be boxes, and of course they resell them.
Well, and we have experienced that where, I had a client that was getting elderly and was like, here, take my records. And there wasn't a one of them.
That was about 50 or 60 albums too, right there, that came to the collection.
And none of them were really worth keeping. I mean, it was like anything that was even moderately good, which there was few of those have been played to death, to the point where the album didn't really have any value. And the rest of them were like, ooh.
One of the albums that I got, I want to say it was the Disney film soundtrack to Mary Poppins. I want to say that's which one it was. It still had all the little memorabilia things that they would stick inside the records. So the
add-ons.
The sleeves were nice. There was a form in there to join the Disney Mickey Mouse. So I don't even know what type club thing. It wasn't a Mickey Mouse club, but it was something like that. And
all the marketing pieces were in there.
Yes, the marketing stuff was in there, and that was unexpected.
And you know what, folks? That's a damn good album.
Yeah, it is.
The soundtrack to Mary Poppins. I'm sorry, that's a good album.
And Jungle Book.
Oh, well, that's my.
Okay, so yes, George did die last week. I thought it was very recent. I didn't think it was the week before. And and Rick Derringer was in May. Yeah.
May 26th.
That's my mom's birthday. That's Stevie Nicks' birthday.
I'm just giving you when it happened.
Recently, you found a place with 1970s, 80s vinyl albums for a couple of dollars.
You can hit some home runs in there.
You know what? Yes. But always pull them out of the sleeve and check to see how they look. If they're really, 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 really dull, there's a good chance that they're not going to be very listenable. And of course, you want to look for scratches and gouges and stuff. I've been pretty lucky. And I'm not even concerned too much if an album has a little bit of warp, because I even bought one of those devices that'll flatten it. It's a vinyl flattener. I've had mixed success with it.
Yeah, I mean, when I gave her my copy of It Ain't Easy by Three Dog Night,
Ooh, it's beat up bad.
she was like, how many times did you listen to this? And I'm
It's
like,
beat up bad.
over and over and over. To me, it is Three Dog Night's best album. And yeah, I listened to it a lot. So
Yeah, and I can't even think right now. I had I remember what it was now. This was another one that I got lucky. I had the soundtrack to the movie Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Don't laugh at me. The movie's pretty bad. But you know,
it's horrible.
you can look back on it with some fondness. And I was a little kid at the time the movie came out. So little kids tend to like things that are horrible anyway. But I like the soundtrack. And the soundtrack's good. You know, Peter Frampton, the Bee Gees, we got Billy Preston on there, Aerosmith, Alice Cooper,
EWF,
Earth, Wind and Fire. It's a good soundtrack. And
Tina Turner.
I played it to death. My version was so bad. Again, I got this as a kid. I had cut out pictures from the sleeves, and oh God, it was a mess. Well, I did find a new version of it. I don't want to say new version, a better version, a well-kept version of it online. Again, came with all the marketing stuff.
Yeah.
All the stuff that I had chopped up, cut up, pasted on my walls in my bedroom, all of it was there. The poster, everything. I was like, yes.
Well, remember, I got It Ain't Easy before you were born.
I believe that.
And so I was a kid, and it was like, yeah.
Oh, we got to give some love to the CCR. You know it. I have some CCR albums, but I think most of my love actually goes to my dad had one of those television advertised.
Ronco?
I don't remember the brand. It was one of those television advertised, kind of like a greatest hits CCR collection on 8-track tapes. And those tapes got played to death. To death.
And
so
to the
good.
point that they started to stretch, and then they started to, I mean, that's what happened in my first version, because my first version of Greatest Hits 72 to 75, the Eagles, was 8-track.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, of course, right in the middle of Witchy Woman was where it went from track 2 to track 3. And it was like, really? You're going to pick this song? And then I started looking at it as I got older and went, all right, dumbass, which other song are you going to pick?
That was I'm So Afraid from one of the Fleetwood Mac albums.
Yeah.
It did that too in the middle of I'm So Afraid. Sergeant Pepper was a stoner movie. I don't know. I was a little kid. I don't know about those things. It was weird.
No, you want
weird.
stoner movie? Heavy metal.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Why? I couldn't understand why I had old boyfriends and people, it was always guys, who loved this movie. And there was some good music on it. So one day, South Park made fun of the movie. And everything was boobies. Everything was boobies. I finally decided I'm going to watch this movie. Finally. I want my life back. What a stupid ass dumb movie.
That's 2 hours you'll never get back.
I want my life back. Yeah, that movie, I guess you had to be a teenage boy to enjoy that movie. I don't know. It made no sense to me.
Well, you could have been 23 and enjoyed it too, or 24. I can't remember how old I was. You know, but no, it was, you know, cooler full of beer. You know, in the words of Jimmy Buffett, you know, we put 4 speakers in the car at the drive-in way before Quadraphonic. You stuck all the speakers in the car. You turned them all loud, and you drank beer, and you listened to the music, and you watched boobies.
Boobies. That's pretty much what it was.
I mean,
Movies. Cartoon.
It was
cartoon.
It
movies.
was for, what was his name? Frazetta on steroids.
Frank, kind of.
I mean,
kind of. And in that same vein, I was always a fan of the animated movie called Pop. Was it Pop Music? Pop, Pop, Pop. I can't think of it right now.
I
Damn
don't
it.
know.
Is it called Pop Music? Not the band. Stupid thing is I'm actually friends on Facebook with the guy who actually starred in that movie. I swear to God, it's called Pop Music. Anyway, it was animated as well.
And to give everybody, if anybody forgets this, heavy metal was popular. The movie Heavy Metal was popular at the same time as the Curly Shuffle.
Put it in perspective.
I'm just, and you know what? There's not a lot of difference between the two. Except I think maybe the Curly Shuffle is a better.
American pop.
Yeah.
American pop. I always thought that was kind of
No, the music to heavy metal. I mean, Sammy Hagar, Don Felder.
Yeah, I mean
that
I
was
like the
good
music.
stuff.
The music's good.
The movie sucked.
The movie's awful.
Yeah.
And another one is kind of a stoner movie, I think, is come on now. The Wall. Especially all the animated stuff.
No. Pink Floyd is that way, period.
Yeah. It's a cool movie though. It is. Have you seen the videos on how to restore albums? I saw one where a dude took an album that was unlistenable and made it sound new. I have seen different ways that you can attempt to clean out the grooves. I have seen people use wood glue, Elmer's glue. I've seen people use the disc saver type thing. The one that gets me that I've always wanted to try is actually using a ultrasound vat and doing it that way. I actually went so far as to buy kind of like a dishwasher thing, and I actually had my own alcohol water rinse combination going on. I bought a bunch of these absorbent little poly rags, things like that. I was doing a lot of cleaning. I got some good sound out of a lot of them. The ones that were really old, they get kicked up with stuff, and especially when it was a lot more common for people to smoke and things like that, and all that gets stuck in those grooves. It's really hard to get it out. So I've always wanted to try the ultrasound machines, but by the time I was getting to that point that my collection was significant enough to make a purchase like that worth my time, it was just like, I'm going to put it in storage, so we'll just wait.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of those, we'd already made the decision to come down here, and then it was like, really? What, we're going to buy it so we can stick it in storage?
I even had one of those things that you vacuum. You can vacuum the liquid right off after you clean it. I have special brushes, all that stuff.
She has a process before a record gets played.
Oh, yes.
Album
If
gets played.
If I have bought this used, which most of the time they are, I do a thorough cleaning first. Sometimes it's been successful, other times not so much. And of course I use that vinyl flat device, and it was successful on a couple. I don't know if it was enough for me to feel like it was a good purchase. One of them I ruined. Fortunately, I had duplicates of that one, so I wasn't worried about it. But hey, Wilfredo, Willie just got in. Boom.
Hola, Willie.
Nice to see you here.
Say hola to Claudia.
8-track skips. They were annoying, right? So annoying.
And you think about it, there were some albums where they actually rearranged the order so that they didn't have to do that. And then there were those artists who were just such a pain in the ass, Don Henley, that no, the album goes in this direction. You have to put the songs there. And, but I mean, one of my favorite 8-tracks I ever had was Southern Rock's Greatest Hits. And it was, Marshall Tucker Band, Ramblin' Man, Sweet Home Alabama, South's Gonna Do It Again.
It wasn't K-Tel's Southern Fried.
No, it wasn't. Elvin Bishop, Fooled Around and Fell in Love.
You guys know that's Mickey Thomas singing the lead on it, right?
I mean, it
same
just,
guy who did Starship later.
It had all these great Southern rock songs on it, and this was long before Molly Hatchet and 38 Special and all these people. But it was just like, wow,
Oh, let's see. I think you should start a YouTube channel dedicated to music and nostalgia. You're both so knowledgeable. But you know what? There's a lot of people that are out there doing that, and we watch them. And
the Professor of Rock, Rick Beato.
Yeah.
I mean, how can we create or even compete with somebody like Rick Beato, who A, is a musician, B, played in a rock band when he was young, then became a professor of music at Syracuse University, and then became a producer and has all these connections where he is able to bring in, Tommy Shaw and Jay White from Styx and bring in Brian May and bring in, I think he brought in Angus Young. It's like, we ain't got a
for
prayer.
real. I mean, Rick Beato's like way up there. And then, of course, Professor of Rock is kind of in the middle.
And he's done some impressive interviews as well.
Incredibly impressive interviews. He'll even get people to do, if he can't do them in person, which he has done, they've either come to his place or he's gone to theirs, but they'll also do them live streaming or
split screen.
And then another one that I watch, he's kind of a little lower in popularity, is 33 RPM. Love that guy too. So there's people doing this, and they're very good at what they do.
No, and trust us, music is a bond between the two of us, because it's been there when I told you people that
Thank you. We love music.
When I used to take 12 of us go to the beach to play golf, the first year, not first year, but 1 year, one of the other people made a CD of music, and he was doing the crooner music. He was doing, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and all of the 50s. And
love me some good Dean Martin.
Oh, he's butter.
Yeah.
Because, that man's on a roll. But then the next year, I'm like, well, you know what? We need to keep doing this. And so I took it upon myself. And that was right about the time that her and I had first gotten together. And so I did the first one. No, the second time I did it was with you. First one was my brother-in-law drew the cover.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden she was making the cover. And then all of a sudden we were doing this. Okay, I think 1 year we did Animal House, and we took the cast from Animal House. We put all 12 of us on there, and she created this whole scene, and
front and back cover.
And
then in between the songs, I had put little monologues from the movie.
Yep. And so, but it was okay, music from the 60s. Well, of course, there's certain ones that you have to include there because it was, Louie Louie and
yes. And then there was the folky one, and I made you all like railroad workers or something.
We did that one, and then we did 4.
Which was the guys on the beach.
Yep.
Hitting a golf ball
out of a cow pie.
Yeah.
And so, but music has always been something that from the very beginning, the two of us, we love to discuss and we love to debate, because every year, here comes the list for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, Lord.
and it's both
scratch, rock, and roll.
Yep. Music Hall of Fame, because that's what it has become. And every year we're like, she goes, "Oh, they just announced the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame," and I'm going,
"Is Three Dog Night on it?"
No. My favorite saying is she reads down there is, "It ain't the Rock and Roll Hall of Good. It's fame. It's great. If you've got 3 or 4 songs, if you can't fill up a CD with hits that people know, you don't qualify unless you are influential to others." And so it's
like he had this issue with Kraftwerk getting in.
I did.
By the time Kraftwerk had been nominated, how many times?
5.
They had already started letting rap in and other things. And I said, well, if you want to talk about electronic music influence, you have to include Kraftwerk. I'm not a big fan, but I recognize the influence. But again, it's supposed to be the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not the EDM Hall of Fame, not the electronic pop Hall of Fame, but it is what it is. And so now we have all kinds of people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And there are people that you sit there and go, hold on. These are rock and roll giants that aren't in there.
That's true.
And I'm sorry, from 1969 to 1972, no artist in the world outsold Three Dog Night. And you want to talk about, can they fill a CD with hits? More than one. They've never even been nominated.
No.
And then they go, well, we also have to take in people who died prematurely. Jim Croce,
never
nominated. The man had, again, a CD full of hits. They finally solved the Guess Who, thank God. Jimmy Buffett, as an artist, created his own genre of music, and outsold most artists on the road every year. And it was just like, how?
No, they let him in after he died.
As an influencer. He should be in as an artist, but it's.
At least he's in.
Yeah.
At least he's in, right? We don't want to go down the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame discussion, just because it'll go on forever. I saw Cher and Cyndi Lauper in Oklahoma City in the early 2000s. I love Cyndi Lauper. I don't know how I feel about Cher, although I have to admit that her stage shows with the costume changes and other things are probably something to see. But I do love Cyndi Lauper.
All I can say about Cher is I happened to be in London when I Believe was a hit.
Do you believe?
Or whatever it was called. And I happened to be in a bar in Piccadilly Circus, and it's one of these bars that you go down underneath, and it's down below. And I was like, I think they played it 3 times that night while I was there, and I was like,
oh gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to deny how much
longevity. Oh my God.
She has good management and people who apparently steer her in the right direction, so that she's been able to reinvent herself. Her genres have changed.
Let's be for real.
Yeah.
She was the blueprint that Madonna followed.
Yeah, probably.
Keep reinventing yourself, keep yourself fresh, and Madonna turned that into a hell of a career.
Yeah, the woman's in her 70s and she's still out there walking around in these like skimpy outfits, which of course have the flesh-toned material that make it appear that your skin's showing through. But still, they're incredibly like skimpy, sexy looking, and she still looks great, and she's still rocking it with confidence. So good for her. Yeah, yeah. I just was never really into her as a performer overall, but I think that her shows would be interesting to see. I'm all down for Cyndi Lauper anytime, any day. No, and I've never seen her. I know he doesn't like her, but
no,
you know what?
no. She has written some great songs, and she is, in my opinion, she is a true performer. She does what comes from her heart, and
Oh my God! I mean, guys, if you guys have never seen a live performance of Kinky Boots, go see it. Cyndi wrote that. She wrote all that music. And the show's funny as hell anyway. But the music's good too. Kinky Boots was a lot of fun. And when I found out she wrote the music for that, I was just like, you gotta be kidding. And it was just hilarious. I loved it. So I used to do a lot of Broadway shows that were on nationwide tours. Thanks for mentioning Dean Martin and Frank. I picked up a pristine vinyl of Frank Sinatra. All his greats, plays beautifully, but I have to be in the right mood.
There are two different things. I have to be in the right mood for Frankie. If Dino comes on,
I'm always in the mood.
I'm always in the mood because that man was the best crooner of any of them. I mean, and he could sing anything, and it was just like, damn. I mean, and I have a lot of, in my playlist, I have a lot of Frank, and I've got even more Dean Martin. And when Dean comes on, it's never a skip. Frank comes on, if I'm not in the right mood, yeah.
And I have a strong handful of songs that I also like by Perry Como.
Oh,
for sure. So.
I mean, Bobby Darin.
Yep.
I mean, Andy Williams.
Yep. And Willie did not buy your turntable yet. What, Willie? Are you going to get an Audio Technica?
Well, the question is, if you've got the music to play, then all you're doing is depriving yourself. I mean, if you've got the albums and you don't have the turntable.
Just don't go for one of those cheap old Crosley ones.
No, because all that's going to do is going to ruin your albums.
Yeah, for sure. You want to get something like, I don't even know if Techniques is still around, but Audio Technica is basically a knockoff of the Techniques, and it's a good quality. And there's other ones out there too, but for sure, get yourself a good one. Stevie Nicks is coming to Oklahoma City in October. I think she's going to Charlotte too.
That woman just will not stop. And she's going to be one. She is going to be one that is going to go until she drops. She is, you had Grace Slick on one side.
Oh yeah.
Who Grace Slick when she was turning 60 went, people don't want to see an old woman out there doing rock and roll.
And she basically criticized everybody who was doing it.
And she turned to her visual arts.
Yes.
And went, if people want to hear from me, they can buy my paintings or prints and this and that, but I'm not going to go out there and embarrass myself and do this. Stevie's going to do it until she drops. Now, hopefully, Stevie can do it as well as Ella Fitzgerald did, because I saw Ella when she was, I think, 83.
With George Benson?
With George Benson.
Yeah.
And to this day, the best concert I have ever been to for just vocals was Ella Fitzgerald, and she was 83 years old.
He wasn't even there to see.
I was there to see George Benson.
Yeah.
It was about to get up and leave because George had finished, and I was like, I'll stick around. And best decision I ever made.
Impressive, right? So last time I saw Stevie Nicks in Charlotte, and this was probably,
I brought you the flowers.
Yeah, but this was probably about what, 8 years ago?
That would have been about 6
years ago?
No, it would have been about 19, so about 6 years ago.
Okay, and basically I had gotten front row tickets, and I had always wanted to have front row tickets.
Because it was still Mission, it wasn't HCA.
And Okay, so basically I got front row tickets, and I had never had them before, to see her up that close.
With Chrissy Hine.
And because she always had this tradition of going along the front and taking stuffed animals and flowers and whatever. I asked him to get me some flowers, and he did. But for that particular show, she was having back issues. So she was not going to be bending over and taking things from anyone in the audience. So everybody had to leave their stuff outside. And they said that she would get them later. And you know damn well, what's she going to do with them? They probably give them away to orphanages and things like that, hospitals, and the flowers, who knows. Yeah. But so I didn't really get to hand her anything. But I did get to sing some of Brass in Pocket into Chrissy Hine's microphone that night.
In front of 20,000 people.
I sure did. So that was kind of fun. But I wonder with her health if she has still stopped doing the front row gather thing that she used to do.
I don't think it's getting any better.
I don't think so either. So,
no.
But I love seeing her live. She was just so good, so good. And Waddy is still with her, and he's so good.
And Waddy has been around in a lot of other bands that a lot of people don't realize that he's recorded with. So he's another Daryl Sturmer. Daryl's another one that people go, I recognize him, but people don't realize how many bands Daryl Sturmer, and this goes back to people like Steve Cropper and Donald Duck Dunn.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And these guys were on more hits than most of you will ever realize, because they were just like, oh, you want to call somebody?
Oh man, Jesse, I am so envious right now because, Cyndi Lauper is one of those people that I had my hair cut like hers.
Oh God.
During the She's So Unusual album with the whole checkerboard stuff going on one side. I admired her so much.
I had to read that twice.
She dialed it in.
She had it dialed in.
Yeah.
She did not dial it in. Well, a lot of people, when you said they phoned it in, were like, they were there for the money. She had it. That's what I'm saying. I had to read that twice because I was like,
she's an excellent performer. She still has her voice. She's pretty strong, and she's healthy. And yeah, she could put on a show. And I don't think I'll ever get to see her perform. Now, I know another person I've never seen, Rod Stewart, is coming to Querétaro. Like, what?
Yeah, we're gonna
so
be
that's
in town.
right. I don't know. Annie and Arlene, are we going to go see Rod Stewart? I don't need to be up close for this.
Hey, walk in with me. We'll get down.
Yeah, I know.
It worked, didn't it?
But I'd like to see Rod Stewart. It's just Rod Stewart went into this thing for a while where he was doing crooner songs, and although some of them were,
hey,
it was something he wanted to do.
He did Motown. He did crooner. He did, he did the duet scene. I mean, it's like whatever.
It was just, when you get to be that age, you get to do whatever you
want. People, she did not understand until I turned her on to Three Dog Night. She was like, "What's three singers?" And I'm like, "No,
I didn't know this.
It's a band."
It's their fault for giving themselves that name.
It was a bad choice of name.
It's a bad choice of name. You call yourself Three Dog Night. You have three men singing. I didn't know that it was an entire freaking band.
She didn't get the whole thing of Seven Separate Fools, which
I never.
7 members. 3 band members, 3 singers, or 4 band members.
I had a greatest hits. Guess what? Guess who they put on the front of the greatest hits? It ain't the band. So I didn't know.
And if you ever listen to, either one of their 2 live albums, she heard their live album and she was just like,
"Oh yeah,
oh my God!"
I came downstairs and I said to him, "Wow, that band
is tight.
That it was really impressive."
Yeah,
but I didn't know.
And now they're down to 4 left living out of the 7. And I'm betting that there will be 1 or 2 by the time the Rock and Roll
Which
Hall
is
of Fame
such
finally goes,
BS.
oh, I think they should be in the Rock.
Because we need to put in another rap artist or
Well,
another.
The biggest knock that the Rock has always had on Three Dog Night is they didn't write their own material.
Neither did freaking Linda Ronstadt, the queen of covers. Okay, but she's in there.
And the thing is, they took songs that other artists wrote and recorded and made them their own.
Yep.
Totally different sound. And you don't believe me? Go listen to Randy Newman's version of Mama Told Me Not to Come.
Ooh, it's not as good.
And then you hear Three Dog Night do Mama Told Me Not to Come, and you go, really?
Yep. Love Cindy as well. That's right, Diana. She's awesome. Oh, Willie, what? I proposed to Claudia singing I Love You, Baby. Aww,
Frankie Valli. We won't go into how I proposed.
No, we will not.
No, we will not.
I absolutely love Johnny Mathis.
Yeah.
I love Johnny Mathis. My favorite Champagne song is Chances Are. I know it forward and backward. I also like the song with my namesake, Gina.
Well,
and
in that same
it's not for me to say.
That same year that you saw Johnny Mathis, because she went with a friend that she had worked with.
He was like 80. And I'm like,
80 something.
I bought 2 tickets and he didn't want to go.
Folks, if I'm not interested, I have no problem going.
He didn't want to go.
But I was going to say, that was only a couple weeks after we saw Charlie Daniels, who was also 80 something. And it was like, I don't think 6 months later, and Charlie died. Yeah. And we were like,
but Johnny's still going.
But we were right front row for Charlie.
But I did. I bought a pair of Johnny Mathis tickets. I'm like, oh my God, I never thought I'd ever have an opportunity to see this guy. He's a legend. He didn't want to go. So I was trying to get rid of a ticket. I posted it on Facebook.
And you made a woman very happy.
And this woman who was a volunteer at the hospital that I worked with told her daughter. And her daughter reached out to me and said, could I buy that ticket from you for my mom? And it ended up being a double date. I went out with this 70, 80 some year old woman that volunteered at our hospital who I did know. I knew her, but she was my date for the night. I can't tell you how thrilled she was to see Johnny Mathis. She thought that I had some kind of in that I could get us by his tour bus and maybe get her an autograph. All kinds. She was like fangirling over Johnny Mathis.
And see,
she's 80.
It's a night she would never forget.
Right.
And for me, I'd have been sitting there going, okay. So see, we all won.
And there was this girl 2 seats away from me. Her name was Regina. And she was waiting for him to sing her song. I'm sitting there going, girl, my name is Gina.
But it's similar to the way you felt when we finally got to see Neil Diamond.
Again, all my life, I have loved Neil Diamond. All of my life. And he used to come to Pittsburgh, for example, and do 2 or 3 nights in a row.
The 50th tour.
Yeah.
50th anniversary
tour. Finally
tour.
got tickets. And part of me loved the fact that I finally got to see him. But part of me also kind of mourned the fact that he was doing the old man shuffle across the stage. And he couldn't help but do extended, long, multiple versions of Sweet Caroline because he didn't have to sing so much because everybody's in the audience going, bum, 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 and he kept doing it. But I still loved seeing him. And it's okay. It is what it is.
Well,
saw Barry Manilow not long before that,
we saw Neil that way. I saw Phil that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Phil Collins was a shadow of what he was.
The last Genesis tour, she's like, you have to go. And I'm going,
because he's going to die. You're not going to get.
And she's like, yeah, you have to go. Okay, we're going. And His ass never left the seat. You know,
Because he can't.
the band was good. His son, Nick, was phenomenal on the drums. I mean, his son was spot on.
This was like Ozzy's farewell.
Yeah, it was. And you know, we were walking back to the car, and it was, you know, she's looking at me going, so what'd you think?
Yeah.
No, it was, I was describing the concert I saw. They were seeing it through the rose-colored glasses.
We were looking at it from nostalgia.
I've seen them in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. and so they were seeing what they saw, not what
we were celebrating our ability to see them one more time.
And I'm sitting there going, you realize you're never going to see Phil again on stage. Because
we knew.
Yeah. And I'm that asshole who points it out. So
yeah, we knew. Thanks for that. Bubble wrap him.
Why? You're never going to see him again anyway.
Just saying.
He's not going to produce any new music.
No, actually, that's not true. He's actually working on some stuff. He's just can't play drums.
The only thing he's working on is how to get a turd out of his ass. That's
oh Lord, poor man. He's debilitated and has diabetes. Leave him alone.
I'm just saying, you're talking about he's working on something. I can tell you what he's working on.
So Cyndi Lauper is done. This is it. You know, whoever thought that we would see all these popular artists performing in their 70s and 80s? Do you think any of them ever thought it would happen?
Do we believe him?
Believe who?
No, this is the last one. Yeah.
You know, again, he's right about that. The Who have been on a farewell tour since 1982. I'm just saying. They've been on a farewell tour since 1982. So who knows? Who knows? But man, it'd be so sad if I couldn't see her. I have just adored her forever. For sure. I think her previous band was Blue Angel. I think it was. I never knew Blue Angel. But boy, when she came out, we're down for Rod Stewart. Okay, we need to talk about this weekend because I don't even know if the tickets are on sale yet. When it was first announced, they weren't on sale yet. But I don't need to be up close and personal for this one. And the reason I say this is now I'm going to bring up my Barry Manilow experience, which was also about 10 years ago. And I thought this was going to be Barry Manilow's last tour. And frankly, I went because it was a free ticket. I had friends had tickets. We all went together as work friends and saw Barry Manilow. Now, we were in the rafters, and I had this really, really, really good Sony camera. It was a point and shoot. It didn't have removable lenses, so I was allowed to take it in. But this thing could zoom. It could zoom. I could zoom in on the guitar strings on somebody. And I was watching. Now, Barry Manilow was a really good entertainer. He's very engaging with the audience, but he was lip syncing, guys. He was lip syncing 10 years ago. Guarantee it. I watched it. I even handed my camera over to the person next to me and said, watch it. Some of the songs he probably sang. A number of the songs he was lip syncing. And he wasn't always in sync. Sometimes he was. And I realize you're going to say, yeah, but you were at a distance. Yes, but I was zoomed in on the camera, which reduces that delay. So no, he was lip syncing a lot. And I think about it, he's on tour again. And when I think about what I knew then, and this is now at least 10 years later, and he's touring again, what I instantly think about are those horrible, horrible, horrible video images of Frankie Valli.
Oh, good God.
Recently.
That's elder abuse.
I don't know what was up with Frankie Valli, but he doesn't blink and he's like this.
Well, he's 96 years old.
And his mouth might move a little bit like this. I mean, it's very sad.
I love you,
he
babe.
Looks like a mannequin.
I mean,
and somebody's got their hand up his. You know he's not singing. He's lip syncing.
Willie will do a better "I love you, baby" than Frankie can now. I mean, that's just.
It's sad. It's sad because
it's time to hang it up at a certain point.
Yeah, why is he out there? Maybe he has a gambling problem. I find that hard to believe because early in their career. If you've ever seen Jersey Boys, they kind of tell the story about how one of the guys in the band had a major gambling issue. I would think that he'd be against that stuff.
And folks, that's a good show to go see. It really is.
Jersey Boys is good.
Love
Three Dog Night. Yeah. So impressive. I grew up thinking that the three dogs were the three guys.
No, the most impressive, I mean, the harmony. Now, just to give everybody an idea, I don't know how many people realize this. Three Dog Night was formed by ABC Dunhill because of the success of Crosby, Stills, Nash.
Oh.
And they were ABC was going, we need the harmonies. And so the three harmonies between Chuck Negron, Corey Wells, and Danny Hutton were very good. Very good. I mean, their harmonies are, you listen to any of their albums, you just go, wow.
Yeah, the harmonies are there.
And the difference was they were going to use like the Monkees and just bring in a backing band. And Danny Hutton went, nope, we're going to form a band. And so they got Michael Alsop, who is still to this day touring with them.
Wow.
Jimmy Greenspoon on the keyboards, Joe Shermy on the bass, and Floyd Sneed on the drums. Phenomenal band.
Very good. Better than I didn't realize. Like I said, I listened to that live album and I was like, oh my God. They were just tearing it up. I clicked on it. There we go. Saw Heart in 2003, Vegas, great show.
They're still around.
They're still around. Yes, they are.
They had
they're on
problems
tour right now.
They had problems in 2024. They were gonna tour in 2024, and if memory serves me right, Ann had a couple of health issues, and they had to cancel 2024. And they are on the road now in 2025. And we can tell you, we saw them last time in 21, I think it was.
I can't remember.
20 or 21. And yeah, it was the best that we have heard Ann sound in a long time, because I think she finally had reached the point where she was comfortable with herself. She had gotten married. I think she had adopted a son or had a child.
Sure.
And she was very comfortable. After that tour, there was a little bit of a conflict between her and Nancy. And that was one of those where, okay, they sort of put things on hold. They lost Miss Piggy. Debbie, who was their keyboard player for forever.
She had the pigtails.
Yeah, she'd rock the piggies.
Rocking the piggies.
But no, they're supposed to be back on tour. And we saw them, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, and tore it up. So.
I just found out my friend Juanjo, he actually went to the 2007 VH1 Rock Honors, which was the year that they honored Genesis, who was just about to go out on their Turn It On Again tour, Ozzy and Heart.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been a concert to see at Mandalay Bay, if I recall. Johnny Mathis. You saw Johnny Mathis twice. Yes, he is so good. And he's still, at least when I saw him, he was singing. He was not lip syncing. He was singing. And he still had it. I'm telling you, that lady that I was with, she was fangirling like she was 16 years old.
See, now, was that not a good
him?
Isn't it better that you went with her who really enjoyed it?
It is. It's just it wasn't planned that way.
You could have been sitting next to me going,
Ozzy sounded really good. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I saw Ozzy in '85 in Baton Rouge, and oh my God.
What does that mean? Is that a good or bad?
His stage presence, Ozzy would never be confused with Mick Jagger or David Lee Roth or anybody that had a command, of the stage. Because Ozzy was sort of, he stepped to the side, and look and point and smile, and then he'd back on the mic, and then he'd cuss in the mic, and then he'd back on this side, and he'd point, and he'd smile.
No.
I mean, Ozzy did not have that overwhelming
Stage presence.
He
always looked a little awkward.
You know,
He always looked like somebody who was just a little awkward and unsure of himself in the way he would pace, put the mic on, take the mic off, put the mic on. But at the same time, what a performer, though.
No.
Yes.
The music and the singing were great.
Yeah.
But because I actually, at that concert, I snuck in a Canon AE1, 6 rolls of film.
Oh, that one.
And a 200 to 400 lens. And I have a picture.
In a boot.
Yeah, I mean, all these pieces, were stuck in my boots because I wore cowboy boots that night. And got in there, put it all together, loaded the film. And, I had 6 rolls of 36. And I'm firing every one of them. And hope to God I get one. I got one. And that one has got him holding the mic. And you could read the O-Z-Z-Y on his knuckles. And he's holding it off to the side. And he's got that grin on his face.
It's a great shot.
And the shirt's off. The tats are going. And it's like, we have a 24 by 36 of this that I printed. And it's in storage because it's like, that was probably.
You don't have the negative for it anymore.
No, I don't know whether. One of the exes might have, I don't know. I mean, but but I have the print, and
it is a very good shot.
It's one of my best ever concert shots.
And now you can't even get into a concert sometimes, even with a cell phone.
Oh shit, no, because they're gonna, you gotta go through a metal detector.
Yeah. Cindy was in her 30s. Yeah, her mid 30s. Yeah. And you know what? And she's always looked younger than she is. Always. She just looks good. She got good genes, good skin. I don't know. She's always very youthful looking.
True.
I think Kiss is close to the Who in the farewell tours. Ain't that the damn truth?
And the Eagles, who had the foresight to go farewell tour 1.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew that this was going to keep going. So
that is true. Hey there, Jesse. Oh, you're asking Cindy. I know Cindy. Cindy, I saw your comment about where did I miss it?
No, she was sitting in the dark.
I did. Yeah.
She was playing Suzanne.
I didn't get a notification of the second version. Honey, don't worry about it. I don't
Shit
know.
got deep.
I don't know if notification went out. I did post the new one on our YouTube
and Facebook
messages
and Instagram,
and the new one on Facebook and Instagram. But the thing is we had minutes.
I mean,
I couldn't even figure out how to delete
this
the old
was
one.
Things were going sideways. We were like,
this was weird. No picture at all, but the chat was working.
And then all of a sudden we're over here she's over there trying to figure this out. And then we're not getting anything in YouTube.
Nope.
And then Annie and all these others are going, hey, we see you now.
Yeah. In the same chat. I don't know. I'm going to have to investigate later. This is going to take a deep dive investigation, which has been my whole freaking week this week. Everything.
Just like going to work.
Everything has been a deep dive investigation this week. So let's see. Jersey Boys is an awesome show. I've seen it twice. I took him the second time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got to see it. It's that good. Yeah. It's really good. And let's see. We got lots of chit chat going on. Saw saw Boston in 2003 while they still had the original.
Brad
singer.
Delp, who committed
I
suicide
would have loved
in
to see them.
2006. You know, and that's one of those bands that you just go, you know, Third Stage was in the can for 10 years. And because oh God, what's his name?
Ready,
Tom.
Amanda.
Yeah, but
Cool
Tom,
the Engines.
Tom. Shit, the guy
Schultz
got into a pissing match with CBS Records, and was like, "No, you guys don't own my music." And they were like, "But you signed a 3-record deal," and that went through litigation for the better part of a decade. And Third Stage was in the can, waiting to go. And when Tom Schultz finally won that lawsuit, that was when Third Stage was released, I think in 90.
I was in high school. So it's either 86 or 87.
Oh, God, no. No.
Third Stage, I was in high school.
No, you can look that up.
110%.
Okay, go ahead.
It's definitely not 90 something.
Okay. I'm telling you.
I used to sing Amanda on the school bus.
Okay.
I graduated in 1987.
I know when you graduated, baby. Yeah, the first one was released my senior year in high school. Don't Look Back was in 82. And that was, you know, a phenomenal first 2 albums. And she's going, I know I'm right. Okay. I'm just.
1986.
Okay. But the lawsuit was going on, and that sat there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of those. And we had an opportunity to go see Boston in
Bathroom bill time. I don't want to.
I don't know, 2012, whatever.
And they canceled. So I went and I saw Kiefer Sutherland.
And they canceled on us. So
yeah, and Kiefer Sutherland was fantastic, and I got to meet him. So, and I fangirled all over him. Well, not really, but I should probably look like it. I heard 3 Dog Night Eagles and a night in Alaska or Canada is so cold you need.
You're almost right on the. You're right on everything but the location. Australian outback.
No way.
Is where that comes from. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that.
When you would take the dogs out there, and that was Australian outback. Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. So we are going to have some guests with us this weekend.
Gee,
yes.
Who would that be?
Oh, what excuse me, I have to sneeze. hit me hard there. Pardon me. Anyway, we're having guests this weekend, and guess what? We're going to go get us some more sushi. But I'm sure we're going to be hitting up some more central locations.
Well, and as Papa knows, more of the churros.
Definitely more churros. Yesterday is a free entry day for the art museum that is right, like 2 blocks away from us. Maybe 3 more.
4, at least 4.
It doesn't seem like it's that far.
It was at least 4.
But it's only like a 10-minute walk, and we were kind of strolling.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's free on Tuesdays, and I'm like, okay. So I got done with work, and we headed on down there and spent about 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was, I can't remember the name of it right now, guys. I'm so sorry, but I don't know why. I think Casio was in the name.
It is.
Something Casio. But the guy was an art collector, and he has a lot of interesting pieces from all over the place, and he has a lot of paintings that were done in Europe by this one artist.
Well,
excuse me.
Germain Jeverso, I think is they say his name, and he has his own little room up there, and he has pictures of Chancellor Bismarck. And one that was very impressive was he did a Rembrandt. He did a portrait of Rembrandt in a Rembrandt style. And it was like, wow. Gina went, oh my God, is that a Rembrandt? I'm like,
It looked like a Rembrandt. But
it is. It's Rembrandt, but not by Rembrandt. And, you know, picture of a little, he did a portrait of a little girl on a tricycle, and the tricycle was sitting right there in front of it. So it was a very interesting museum. Upstairs they had, excuse me, upstairs they had two halves. One half was the older, and then the other half had two modern artists, Deguay and another one named Towers. And
Wow.
And they put and they interspersed them.
It's kind of a contrast between the styles.
And
really good.
Both of us came away with the same thing. Deguay was the one that both of us were more moved by. Towers had a lot more use of color.
A lot more modern.
And not more modern.
A little more surrealistic.
But Deguay had captured a lot of feeling and had a lot of power in his art there. We were like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm typically, I like art, obviously, so I was like up in it, kind of looking at the paint strokes that were actually lifted up off of the canvas, and I was looking at the mix of colors. When this guy did the face, how much green did he use, and shadows and things like that. I was like really into the paintings, looking at the details. It was so impressive. We even saw a painting that was done with instant coffee and a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fantastic. So it's really cool experience for free. Of course, I wanted to record stuff for videos, right? That was 30 pesos to be able to record with the phone. That's it. And guess what, guys? Now that I'm going to mention it, I'm actually working on videos.
She is.
This week was rough so far, but I was actually in there selecting music, pulling things together. I have the preliminary of four videos laid out at the moment, and I'm going to start matching music up, and then we'll do our typical stuff. Finally, I'm working on it. It's been rough.
It's been hard with the job and everything else, and with the moves, and
then getting sick. Yeah.
And so, and quite honestly, it had reached the point of exhaustion with the moving and everything else. It had reached the point where it was like she had to catch her breath.
I didn't even want to move anymore. I didn't want to do anything. And
what am I going to do? Baby, we need a video. Well, then do the damn video. Okay. Yeah. So, no, I'm smart enough to know that, we ain't going down that road because we ain't going to win. And I just needed her she needed to relax, get her energy back, and then boom. And so, we got the house in Querétaro we need to do. We got the house here we need to do. And we have so many other ideas.
Well, I actually in the can I'm working right now. I've got the move back to Querétaro. So reintroducing Querétaro kind of video. I've got the Airbnb, which we already did for Querétaro.
Yeah, we did that one.
Cost of living for Querétaro for the Airbnb stay. Got a trip to the HEB, which may be boring for some people, but a lot of people like to see, things about prices of food and what sort of things are available, because you can go to some grocery stores and not find certain things that you're used to seeing. and then you can go to HEB. We got the video that I put together for both together, our eye doctor stuff and dentist stuff, which that should be interesting. And those are the 4 that I have now. So then once we get done with this stay, I still have to do a little bit of the house that we leased in Querétaro. We'll have the Airbnb for this place. And so far we've got a couple of restaurant ones and the art museum. So I mean, but that's all the stuff. I just have to sit down and edit. But I do have 4 I've been working on, and they're put together. I just have to do the final edits and add music and
then we gotta do our little intros and
all that good
outros
stuff.
and but
I was tired. I'm still tired. When I say this, this job that I have pays $5 an hour less than the job I had before. And yet I feel like the stress on this job is 3 times higher than the job I had before.
Her manager sucks.
And it's really tiring. It's really tiring. And I'm not supposed to get any overtime. I told my manager last week, I said, I have overtime. I cannot get the things done that need to be done without having it. We're only supposed to be on ticket queue 1 time a week, and not when we're on call. Well, on that particular week, I did 3 days out of 5. And part of that is because we lost somebody on our team.
And guess what? When you're on queue, you get the tickets.
You get all the tickets that come in, and they're yours, unless you need help getting them done. So there was all that, which also means that I have a limited set amount of time that I have to respond to them. So if they come in while I'm at lunch, guess what? No lunch. It's that kind of thing. And so now this week, I'm on call, which is a 24/7 thing for a week. But in addition to that, I had queue as well today, which I'm not supposed to have. I'm filling in because we lost somebody on the team. So today has been a nightmare as well. And it's like, it just keeps happening. And we're taking care of a system that's supposed to be sunsetting, but you would never know that. Because
they want to keep adding, and it's like, why? This will be gone in 2 years. Why are you wanting to?
They keep adding stuff.
Adding and spending the money to do this.
Enhancements and everything. And even the company that I'm contracted with has clearly acknowledged that the level of tickets that we get is not decreasing. And it should be by this time. And they're aware of it. They have made the hospital system aware, the leadership there aware of it. But they're in the position of, we're not going to say no because we work for them. So we're doing them until somebody from that system says this is enough.
Well,
excuse me.
The problem is they're writing the check. They're cashing the check.
Right.
And until somebody who on the side of they're cashing the check goes, this isn't what this agreement was, and has the, pardon my French, the balls to go, no, this is not the agreement.
This is not what we contracted to do.
You contracted us to keep the lights on while you transferred from this system to that system, not
to enhance
and do this, but
so anyway, it's been very busy.
Yeah, they've had a couple of issues that they've come close to losing it, and they made some bad decisions, and from my perspective.
Well, and then of course, I'm very thorough in what I do, and I've actually uncovered quite a few occasions very bad build that some of it goes 20 years or more back in time. And I find this, and I have a go live date, and then I have to push it off because stuff isn't working because whoever built this
built it poorly.
Things like that. So it's not just even straightforward. We're finding a lot of mistakes that have been made through the years that nobody has ever fixed or cleaned up.
No one's challenged.
No.
It's never been addressed in 20 years of, we haven't been charging for this?
Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine
Well,
that,
then-
that a hospital runs a test for you and they never collect revenue for it
How
ever.
about we just deal with that the same way for the next 2 years? You make sure it doesn't happen
on the new
on
system.
the new side.
Yeah.
You know,
So anyway, that we don't have to continue.
No.
I'm just saying that I'm very tired and I've been very stressed out. And like I said, this job is definitely 3 times more work than the last one I had at $5 an hour less. So I'm trying to get through it, and I need to get through it. I need to stick with it
Oh, yeah.
because this company could be my gateway to getting Epic certification,
Well,
and that's my game plan.
and quite honestly, if she were to go, I've had enough, they'd be going, because she is the backbone of her group.
And that's another problem.
Yeah,
Because of that, I've turned into the right-hand person for my manager.
because her manager, his left hand, is about as useless as his right hand. I mean, and I'm not even in the industry, but I've been in management long enough to know he's an idiot. I mean, because he's created problems that did not need to be created, and he's allowed them to go on. And it's like, if you had nipped it, Barney Fife, nip it in the bud.
I know. If I ever get asked, I hope that I never, ever, ever get asked directly from his boss about my opinion, because it would be really painful for me to have to say bad things about somebody. I don't want to, but
Good thing they ain't got my number,
no, I know.
because I'd be like,
But I have practiced my
Idiot.
no, I do not want that job speech. I've practiced it. I don't want it. I do not want to step into a role where I have to fix
Well,
something like that.
if somebody were to come in and clean the shit up, okay,
Yeah. But anyway,
yeah, y'all,
that's a
whatever.
whole other thing. I'm
But
just
no,
I'm tired and I'm stressed.
Things are about to start rolling again. So that's,
Yes, we kind of went off on our tangent.
yes, we did.
I know. Well, it was kind of both of us. So, all right, guys, we're gonna call it. It's been 3.5 hours. My gosh, again.
Again.
And I said to him, I got to cut it short tonight. I have to. I've got too much to do. I've got somebody asking me for a reference for one of my former coworkers. My former coworker has sent me an email. I have not had time all day. I'll just tell you this right now. I'll say it. I want to said it earlier this morning. I tried to get up, take a shower this morning. Didn't have hot water. I put it off. I get on cue. I'm on call, on cue, working all day. Don't get a lunch. At 2:30, I try to take a lunch and try to take a shower. I get some hot water to wash my hair. Then it's cold water again. Then I come downstairs. I barely ate any lunch. We haven't had any dinner. I've got an email for this recruiter that's asking for references for my friend. I've got an email from my friend. I haven't gotten to any of it. And that's how it has been. That is literally, it's a tornado.
Bye, guys.
Oh, Lord. Yes. Yeah, Terry, you know, I know it's like that. So we're going to go. Mark says goodbye. He's not going to be here for the final sign off. So we're going to tell you, thank you again for joining. We love having you here. We wouldn't have what we have if it wasn't for you guys just joining us and just hanging out and chilling for the evening. It's always a pleasure. Yes, Annie. And it's always a pleasure to have you guys here with us. So thank you so much for the live. Oh, he's back. We will see you again live in 2 weeks. And I'm really, really, really hoping that next weekend, not this weekend, I'm hoping next weekend I will finally have a video for you.
I'm not making a comment. That's all on you there. So
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
At least it's in the process of being made. That's half the battle.
And we apologize for everybody who got stuck in that never land.
The Matrix. The Matrix glitch. Now I'm going to have to go figure out how to delete it. So thanks again, guys. We love you all. Thank you.
Dos semanas.
2 weeks.
Thanks.
Adios.
Oh, absolutely, Bruno.